others, and have confidence that the team will keep you safe.
Bwah. That's exactly what I hear in your ear. Hello, everybody. I'm alive. That's just gonna be my new intro now. Every day I'm like, I say it and then I question it and I'm like, why do I say it? But I don't care anymore. So, a couple of things. First of all, very sorry for that loudness. I am still not feeling very good, obviously. So, don't expect any webcam for like a week. I might not sound that sick, but I don't feel great still. So I'm gonna be chilling. I'm gonna be trying to play games that don't require too much of my brain capacity until like I feel better, hopefully at the end of next week. Which is like this and probably mind scanners tomorrow, not gonna lie. And just like mind scanners, I know I mentioned this, but this game we will replay it and like get the other paths. Like I said, right now we're doing the one, sorry. If I'm like taking like long gaps and like have like brain fog, it's just like with whenever I'm fighting, I just have really bad headaches and like super tired and stuff, so sorry, but yeah, we're gonna like play through each kind of like timeline. This one that we have been playing is the one where we like side with the government, and I think there's a neutral one and one where you're like a rebel. I'm gonna turn this down. Okay. So that's what we're gonna do. Mind Scanners has like a bunch of endings, with this one specifically I think we have to play through it. I have to Google too, Mind Scanners, like, I don't think all of the endings, we don't have to replay the entire game. Some of them we probably do just because it's like, starts with like very basic choices at the beginning, but we'll kind of try to get the ones that we can already get easily first, and go from there. So yeah, I expect tired, sluggish, more ditzy than usual, no webcam, and not wanting to talk a lot. That's kind of why I'm glad we're playing this game today, because I don't have to talk a lot. Also, sorry for my passive-aggressive tweet I tweeted today, but it's true. And for those of you who don't know, I tweeted that Americans need to stop complaining about being negative 7 degrees Fahrenheit outside, because it's baby shit. Why? Because negative 7 degrees Fahrenheit is negative 13 degrees Celsius. It is minus 40 here where I live right now, and it's not even the coldest part in the province. With the wind chill, some of them are negative 51 degrees Celsius, so shut up. I don't care. Be quiet. It's not cold there, okay? It's not. Anyway, if you guys don't remember last time, first of all, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. Because I need it. I'm dying and I need it. I'm not dying, but I need it. Well, technically I am dying, because we're all dying every day. Jeremy put a gun to his head and pulled the trigger. So I don't know, there's a very real possibility we could actually be at the, like, towards the end of this game, like this first playthrough today. So we'll just start another one if we do end it somehow, like if we do beat it today. I don't even know if I'm guessing Jeremy's dead, like full on dead. So yeah. And I'm pretty sure, based on what I see from clips of this game, because there is one where like Jeremy's like so, like pretty much full on drunk on camera, and we haven't seen it, and he did like end himself last time, so I'm guessing that based on which path we choose. So since we chose the archive path, or whatever they're called, advanced path, that maybe that's why we haven't get to see that scene. I really don't know how it works, this game. So yeah, we're gonna do some of that next time we play through, whether it's today or a different day. So let's see where we go. Let's see where we start off here. I mean, obviously she's in mourning, but that also looks like him alive. I don't know, we're gonna find out. If you hear nasty throat sounds or loud coughs or sniffles, you know why. I'm sorry in advance. So this is right after the incident. You wake up still partly in shock from what you saw on the news last night. What you had to edit on the news last night. When you come downstairs, you find your family sat in the living room waiting for you. You take a seat. Like Chris Hansen. Sam swallows, hesitating before starting. We were so worried about you last night after cheering me with the gun. Sam chokes down on a sob. It was awful, on national television. How could he do that? And now, after a horrible pause, Sam finally asks, "Are you okay?" I can't believe he's gone. Sam glances at Charlie, then back to you. We saw that you chose to play that tape. They paused before continuing, and I couldn't help but wonder why. Well, technically, even though I think it's the right thing, we're gonna play it off like I didn't feel like I had a choice. What? That's not good enough. Disruptor, bad people. I can't believe you did that. Charlie's outburst seems to come out of nowhere and no one in the room is prepared for it. Do you even think about how this stuff affects people? You're a fucking idiot. Sam tries to interject. Charlie, but he was already slammed the door. He's always a bit black and white about this sort of thing. It's because he's a brainwashed slave of advance. For it's worth, Alex, I think you're in an impossible situation, and somehow you managed to make the right call. Sam throws their arms around you. Not only were you stuck in that studio having to make that choice. Wait, only you were stuck in that studio, sorry. No one can criticize what you did, and I'm proud of you. Never been so grateful. Take a deep breath and gather your thoughts. It's a lot to take in. You're not sure you fully process what happened last night, let alone what Charlie and Sam think about it all. You sigh and absent-mindedly turn on the TV. It's nice you at least got some company. But playing an old Western show is not quite as distracting. I was never gonna please everyone. Yeah, well, it's just because my son has bought into the Communist Manifesto. Propaganda. We made it 1 year. So I'm wondering if this is technically like the end. I mean, that wouldn't make sense for it to be the end though, because we never really got to see what happened, so. Just as you're finishing up breakfast, Sam comes in with the post. Oh, we got a postcard from Susie. I hope she's having fun on her trip. Sam reads it aloud as he finishes getting ready for work. So I've seen what feels like most of Urkistan. Really cool place, but so cold. Hope Chippy enjoyed the gift, and before you say anything, yes, you were right to make me pack the extra pair of socks. Next we got the train to Konoslava. Much warmer and loads of beaches. I could have stayed there forever, but had to head to San Pellegrino before it got too cold. I'm glad we did. We probably got 1 or 2 more stops before heading home, but I'll be back in time for Christmas, I promise. Hope everyone's doing well. Love, Susie. Worth every penny, bro. I forgot about this part with the reading. So, oh, thank God. See, I don't know how much more we have of this before we're done. And I have to start over again for like the other paths. The 20-week war? What is...
Good evening, Alex. It's Bozeman here. Hope all's well with the family. Just a heads up, we're expecting those troublemakers at Disrupt to attempt to hack the channel during the broadcast, so keep an eye on the interference screen and stay out of the orange. Let's keep the news on the air. It's important, now more than ever.
Screaming at some pensioners while they try and fashion a nutritious meal out of a can of condensed milk, a cow's tongue, and some rhubarb.
Well, I know that. I'm good with it.
Julia's team have asked me to ask you to keep it light. What does that
I'm
mean?
guessing this is like the censor
You
button.
do where you turn politicians into humans. Just don't get drawn into talking about the war or politics in general.
I don't know what
know
this
this
is
is the
either.
news,
This
don't
is
they?
new.
You didn't hear this from me, but
Maybe we have a laugh track now? This has all been updated.
apparently there's a crew at Team HQ right now. I think she's giving a speech or something tonight. They'll get it on the news.
Oh, great. So they get the
My
brains and we get
phone's
the performing
gone.
monkey.
Followed at 9:25 by our unsettling play.
Sometimes you sound just like him, you know.
Oh, and I don't have a fan anymore.
How are you?
So I guess I don't have to worry about the heat because it's nighttime.
It
At
is what it is.
11:25, it's in sizes.
It
And
is what it
tonight, Dr. Adrian Atkinson Blimey
I'm
will be
listening
getting
to
his
you
teeth into Fiona from Hamble Bamblebury.
He's dead.
10 seconds, everybody.
Twist on the humble biscuit.
Rumpel's
And that takes us, after the weather and public information
Going in
film,
5,
into our close down.
4,
But first
3,
tonight, It's time to join Megan and the team for the National Nightly
Good
News.
evening. This is the National Nightly News. I'm Megan Wolfe. It's the 140th day of war.
My
Our main
God.
headlines tonight. Company of Heroes. Skirmishes on land and sea again today as our armed forces tested the mettle of the World Council's illegal blockade. Advance's strategy of multiple small-scale incursions into the disputed zone is certainly keeping the enemy on high alert, unable to work out where or when the next strike will come. Sadly, however, more casualties were reported today, and as the weeks and months
Yeah,
of
this
this
is
war make
crazy.
ever more demands on our armed services,
This
those
must be
numbers
something
will
for
tragically only
after.
continue to rise.
Like, not right now.
Don't starve. Advance's food program moved from strength to strength today as rationing depots were opened in the last remaining
Rationing.
unfed areas of the
It's
territory.
just communism.
The rationing depots have been constructed in record time, and the government's agricultural coordination strategy has seen shelves restocked with increasing regularity. However, with the reported rise in mental and physical health
I'm
issues
guessing,
since the
like,
imposition of the blockade, critics have questioned whether
Technically,
those
right
small
now,
communities which are
you,
only
I
now
picked the
starting to
path
receive
because of
help
like some of the
could
other
have been
choices I
better
made,
and
but
quicker
to
served.
get like the true
7
path, I
days
probably
to
have to
die.
like be
The
all
recent
happy with
decision
them.
to allow those with
Pick all the ones
long-term
that make
health
them look good.
conditions to access transition centres has today been declared an overwhelming success. Previously available only to those in their final years, the expansion of the service has been met with relief by the many organisations calling for it to be opened up to the wider community. With dwindling medical supplies leaving many of our most vulnerable facing chronic pain, it can come as no surprise that the transition centres have found themselves
I'm
stretched
guessing
to
like
capacity.
to like do the rebel path, I let them
Populous.
hack the news.
More than 11% of the population have thus far failed to register for a team membership card, a worrying statistic given that the cards are a legal requirement from midnight tonight.
Oh,
While applications are still open for those who like to run fashionably late, they can expect a few tricky questions from Advance. Start me up. Disrupt spokesman Alan James held an impromptu rally today in the northern city of Mankipool. Large crowds gathered to hear the band speaker prove Disrupt are still able to capture the public's imagination. Community cohesion officers found themselves challenged by the unruly mob element always present at Disrupt events, but
and like
thankfully managed
right
to
now
keep
I'm making
violent
Disrupt look
incidents to a
bad, so
minimum.
like if I made him look
And
good, I'd be
finally-
a rebel.
And finally, absent friends. Sad news today as the grave of former National Nightly News host Jeremy Donaldson is vandalised by radical Disrupt activists. The much-loved broadcaster suffered a very tragic public breakdown 10 weeks ago in an incident which ultimately cost him his life. A passionate and rebellious man, always willing to question authority, Jeremy was posthumously celebrated with a Team Service Award by Advance for his outstanding dedication to journalistic truth. But first this evening, with the war about to enter its 21st punishing week and people hurting
Gosh.
up and down the country, I'll be grilling unpredictable Prime Minister Peter Clement in an exclusive interview from his home in Lancashire. That's
Who is he
coming up
talking
on
to?
tonight's National Nightly News.
He's talking to a vacuum cleaner. Oh!
In part 2, I'm a little overexcited to announce I'll be interviewing the one and only
Look at him.
Elsie.
He's talking to
And
a
later
vacuum
we've got a new
cleaner.
feature that's sure to keep you coming back for more.
Brush
But
my
first
face.
tonight, let's check in with Prime Minister Peter Clement, who's speaking.
2, 1.
Good evening, Prime Minister.
Oops.
Have we caught you exercising?
Have we started? Yes, that's right, Miss Wolf. Just a few minor adjustments. I mean, nothing
My
drastic.
hands
I
are
haven't
really
joined the
cold,
gym
so
or anything.
my clicking's a
As my
little.
old mum used to say, just because she won't take it up the shit, it doesn't mean you shouldn't try for a quick fiddle up the car park.
Language, Prime Minister. Language, Prime Minister.
What? Quick fiddle? What's wrong? Oh, shitter. It's shitter, isn't it? Yep, that's the one.
And can you tell us what brought about this new year? Tell us what brought about this new
Mrs. C and I were watching, you know, the night the blockade began.
So I'm gonna see if I
When Jeremy Donaldson. Well, you know.
if I choose to put it in the
Not as I'm
orange,
sure
that
you
means
all
I'm letting them
remember.
hack. I'm
And
guessing.
I were a bit wheezy. from all the cigars and all that.
So I'll do
And
that our
Mrs.
next
C turns
playthrough.
to me after the signal dropped away.
So we'll try to get all the endings
and
or
she
whatever.
went flooded
Paths,
tears.
I don't care.
She
Achievement
says,
hunting.
She said, I couldn't go on without you. She said. So I made a decision. And since that day, I have stopped smoking cigars. Except for Christmas. My birthday. Weddings. State dinners. I suppose I can't as useless Rudy backwards.
The fuck is wrong with him?
And apparently I'm going on a walking holiday this Christmas, and that should finish me off for bloody good.
Did you make the decision to holiday within the country this winter because of the blockade, Prime Minister?
Well, Mrs. C has never liked travelling at the best of times. These are certainly not the best of times, on that we can all agree.
Yeah, this would be like if I won them. So yeah, we'll do that next time.
As I'm sure you're all
I think
aware.
the one that's gonna be the hardest to get will be the neutral one.
Oh, there's a bastard long. What? All in it together. Oh yeah. Also, it doesn't seem very advanced to be going abroad when the rest of the country is grounded.
And yet, Julia Salisbury announced today that she'll be visiting Svenland during this year's winter break. Is that really an example of team spirit?
What? Did you
Oh
know
my
about
God.
this, Gail?
No one tells me anything, Peter. You should know that. Why don't you know?
Well, leaving that for a moment, it says on this card that a body like yours must take some planning to achieve. What's your morning routine?
Well, I have a frigid morning routine.
Rigid. It's rigid for fuck's sake!
Oh, yeah. A rigid and demanding
my
plan
God.
that my doctor and personal trainer...
Who's your personal trainer?
some prick called Clark. Is that on your card?
I thought you might wonder. Prime Minister, speaking of planning, with the blockade in its 20th week and the people of this country reeling from its effects, what plans do you have to get us out of this mess?
Come on, boy.
That's a very blunt question, Miss
Surely
Wolf.
one for which you, the democratically elected Prime Minister, must have an answer.
Don't you get smart with me, Pat. I was a fucking national treasure before you were a twinkle in the milkman's scrotum. You want to talk about plans? Let me tell you about plans. That's all we do. Fucking plans and revised plans.
Oh my
and then
God.
meetings to discuss the implementation of plans. And
Understood,
plans and
Prime
yet more
Minister.
planning for fucking plans and yet more fucking plans.
Well, that's good. That's good to know, Prime
Do you
Minister.
know,
I know I missed him. Sorry.
you're a breath of fresh air. But I've been watching you. And you know what? You get more like him every day.
Oh, whoops.
I will take that as a compliment. Prime Minister, later on this evening, your co-leader Julia Salisbury is going to give a national address.
I'm
featuring
trying. I
her
was so busy
supporters.
paying
Can you
attention to
give us
this,
a
I
hint
forgot
of what she's
about
going to
everything
say?
else.
Give us a hint of what she's going to say.
Yes. Well, I imagine that
Sorry,
there will be
sorry, you
the
imagine?
usual. No, what I mean is,
You do know about this broadcast, don't you, Prime Minister?
I'm sure I did. But Julia and I have no secrets from each other. We don't memorize each other's bloody diaries either. As my old mum used to say, if you wanted to get a job done quick, don't get bogged down in the pubes. What else you got?
Sorry?
Only cards, what else? A little piece of my life, do you want to rustle through? Get out, refill my last.
I think he's dying right now.
Ah, come on. Come on.
Okay. What music do you listen to when you work out?
Well, Gail tells me that I work out to Little C, but I have absolutely no fucking idea who that is. Do you think the C stands for...
It stands for collaborative, Prime Minister.
Yeah, actually, that does make more sense, actually.
How's rationing affecting you?
It's hard, but we get by. You just have to learn to get by on the basics. Take comfort in each other.
Oh my God.
I've got Mrs. C and many a fine single malt. I want for nothing. Except for a decent night's sleep, of course.
They don't like her face and they hear him attitude.
Minister, thank you for joining us. When we come back, it's time for the Culture Spot with Lil C and a world premiere performance of her new song. I genuinely can't wait to hear that. We'll be back after this. 1 minute back, everybody.
He went off his rocker, bro.
When you wander from the car,
I don't think he knew about her statement.
I don't think anyone's supposed to know. When you mentioned it, Bozeman's face turned a colour that I think you call embolism.
Am I in trouble?
Uh-oh.
Bozeman? Nah, you're like the daughter he never had. Suppose the higher-ups might fire him, though.
Who's Lil C?
Or if there's any justice, me.
Who's Lil C?
Are you winding me up?
What the fuck is this?
What,
She's
uncivilized?
bald now,
I
bro.
read books.
They've made her put so many chemicals on her face. Oh my god.
You'll no doubt have spotted the updated mixing disc.
Yeah, no
You'll
kidding.
need the new buttons during the next sections. First, we'll need applause when the guest enters and before her song. Don't worry, I'll walk you through it when we get there.
Okay. So I have to be like the laugh track now? They can't have an audience? Bro, getting hypnotized.
I've never heard of her before.
Dangerous new fragrance from
She
Eye
good?
of the Beholder. Formulated with all natural hydrogen sulfur.
No.
Hang on, Colin,
Eau
you've got
de
kids.
Beauvoir.
Yeah, I've got about 6
Because
seven, I think.
who cares?
What?
5, 4, 3.
Thanks for coming back. Later, we have an exciting new feature that we just know you're going to love, so stay tuned for that.
Okay.
But first, I'm really excited for our next guest. She rose to prominence as the delightful Susie May in All My Daughter's Children's Name, before taking the music industry by storm this year with her debut album smashing the chart records at the age of just 20. Let's give it up and welcome Lil C!
Excellent work.
May I just say, you look incredible.
Oh, thanks, babe. I'm doing this new regime and it really does work.
What's the regime?
My manager suggested it to me. It basically involves bathing in like cabbage water and then having the leaves sucked out of you while you sleep.
Wow, is that healthy?
Well, look at me, Meg. The leaves are my only nourishment.
Yep, they certainly are. Now, you'll have to forgive me.
That's
I'm
weird.
somewhat of a super fan, so I'm sorry if I get a bit starstruck.
Oh, bless you. I've never actually heard of you before, so if you do get a little tongue-tied, I can always carry the interview.
Oh, that's good to know.
Oh my god.
So your first album, F My Face Together, it hit shelves this summer and it just exploded. I mean, what was that like for you?
Bonkers, just so weird. I was in all the papers and the magazines. Overnight, I went from that like annoying little girl from that show to that like sexy little girl from that show.
Wow, that must have been bizarre.
Not really, it was just like any other morning. You know, get up at 5, go on a 4-mile run, have 3 meetings on my cabbage bath, but then only then was my dad actually talking to me.
Of course, I mean, the famed country singer, Billy Bob Jean Short. I didn't know you'd been estranged.
There's nothing that strange about it, Megan. Okay,
Uh,
yes, he may believe that aliens told him to hate women, but there really isn't anything to prove that he's wrong.
So,
Oh my
this
God.
newfound explosion into your popularity, I mean, did that change your life?
Well, I had to start wearing like nice underwear, you know, for the paparazzi. But as the manager says, best to make the most of it
they don't
before
like that I
it's 30.
changed the angle so much.
Is that right? So, what's the album about?
So I thought it was about like how pretty and great I am, but actually it's about monetizing youth, I think, or about like promoting an unrealistic standard of beauty or something.
Your manager again.
Yeah, he says insecurity is an opportunity.
Oh my god.
Do you think he'd be happy with you telling us all this?
Telling you all what? It really doesn't matter what I say here. I'll do my dancing and then this part will all be forgotten about.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're going to see some of those famous dance moves very shortly, because you're
So I
gonna
can
be
only
performing
click
your
this.
new single, aren't you?
Yeah, it's from my album Put It In My A Together and it's out tomorrow.
So soon, after the last one.
Oh yeah, I've actually released 2 albums since lunchtime and a clothing line during this interview. So this is called Cry for Help and it's going to be in all the best high street and retailer shops and it's out now. So girlies, you know what to do. Scream and cry until somebody gets it for you.
Oh my god.
There she goes. Blimey. All these projects, they're keeping you very busy, aren't they? It must be tough.
Yeah, it can get tough and I hate it sometimes. I hate myself. I just want to like cry into a bath of root veg. But then I think thousands of girls would do anything to be me, so I must be quite lucky.
Well, you know you don't have to do this, though, don't you?
Yeah, I do think that sometimes. Most nights between like my fourth vodka and the 8th time a stranger slaps me around the arse. I think things could have been different, you know, like better. But I don't know. I love doing autographs and having somebody dress me and tell me what to wear.
Did you always want to do music?
Well, ever since I was a little girl, I did. I'd sit in front of the radio, and as soon as my favourite girl group would come on, I'd press record on my cassette. But then my dad would come in and tell me to turn it off and to go back upstairs and start practicing again.
Sorry, is your dad your manager?
Yeah, which can be tough. And sometimes when it gets really hard, he'll say, "Make Cragler proud, and you might just survive childbirth."
Well,
That's
by anything,
intense.
you'll make me proud.
Oh, if only your opinion was as valuable as his.
And on that problematic note, you're going to be singing your song for us soon, aren't you? Tell me about it.
So it's called These Babies Gonna Bring You Home, and I actually got sent the lyrics in the car on the way up here.
Oh my
you know
God.
what? It's actually alright. And don't worry, all my work is team approved.
All right then. Well, you can go and get ready for that. We'll see you in a little bit. It was a very specific type of pleasure to chat to her, and I just can't wait to hear this. Oh, so here's Lil C with an exclusive first performance of her new track, These Babies Gonna Bring You Home. Take it away.
It's the Force's favorite. The queen of teams. Here to break in your blockades. Lil C.
Oh my God.
Oh baby, can't you see?
Oh my
I'm
God.
hungry. There's a
doesn't even
place in
sound like her.
me that's empty. I want that meet you packing. Only you can fill that crack in me.
Oh my
I'm
God.
under siege, so come and
So
free
unbelievably
me.
sexual.
Ain't no disruption here, boy. I got no agenda. Just want the team and me. No dirty foreign member. Don't stop no morning drill. There's holes in me that ain't been filled yet. I only scream this loud when you do your country proud.
Oh my God.
Cause gotta come and skirmish on my border. Quick before I get much older. Tie me down and pour me like an enemy soldier. An enemy soldier.
That's so intense.
So let them try and break our dream. We fight and love and die a team. So what a Peter Clemens boys can come and use me as a toy. I wanna see some action. So come and break my sanctions.
That is,
I've been this wild and free since Mom unburdened me. She was only 53, but gave to save her family.
oh my God, she's
There's no one
twerking.
judging me if I'm the one that's in your fantasy. Don't die alone, these babies gonna bring you home. I ain't no vicar's daughter, come and skirmish on my border. Quick before
I used to only have her
get
face,
much
but
older,
I like
tie me
it.
down and pull me like an enemy soldier.
How old is she supposed to be?
An enemy soldier. So what if Peter Clemens boys can come and use me as a toy and flip me over, grab my hair, rip
Oh
off
my
clothes
God.
and dump them there. I wanna see some action, so come and break my sanctions.
If only you guys could see my face right now. What the fuck? They don't like this.
Well, if
Wow.
that doesn't distract you from the world outside, I don't know what will. I'd like to thank Jill Seafold. Well, for doing that, don't go anywhere. After the break, we'll finally be revealing the new segment of our show that we just know you're going to
I was hoping she was saying something.
right after this. And we're out.
Hi, it's Neil here with a pre-Christmas crazy Christmas deal. It's post-Christmas.
There we go.
Thank you so much for letting me do this. It really means a lot to me, you know.
Yeah.
To be able to promote myself on such a mainstream platform like the news.
Well, don't worry about it. And you know what? Good luck for the future. Take care of yourself. This industry can be crazy sometimes. Watch out for that father of yours, won't you?
Oh, no. I manage myself. It's just, you know, for the public to have that certain perspective of me. You know what it's like.
Oh, right.
And Michael? Michael?
What about Billy Bob Jean Short? Is he?
Oh, my dad. He's such a sweetheart. We both had the same agents, you know, like it just made sense. Both of us for our image together.
What?
And Michael, I want to see the revenue share for the clothing line and get me a G&T before my meeting with the lube guys.
A gin and
They say for blood
tonic.
pressure, I'm gonna start needing it.
I guess she must be old enough to drink. Still.
We'll need you to use all 4 of the sound effects to help things along. Try and pick the most appropriate one in each given moment. The actors can't hear what you're doing, so they'll be trusting you to make the right choices.
Oh god.
Do I look like the sort of person who counts things? No, not anymore. I'm better than that now.
So I'm missing this is clap, laugh, shock,
Adding flowers.
boo, angry.
Feels like 12. Got it?
Absolutely, right away. 10 seconds. 5.
Here we go, guys.
3. Thanks for joining us for part 3. We've been teasing you about our new feature all night, and now the wait is finally over. I can reveal that every night on the show we'll be treated to an episode of an informative and hilarious new segment called The Notice Board. It stars some top talent and we're very excited about it. But before we see it, let's have a quick chat with the writer, director and phenomenon, may I say, Jeff Algebra, guys!
Actually, I've dropped the algebra. I go by Jeff DePoon now. How do you like that?
Yeah, very fancy. I suppose you need a new name now that you're a successful artiste.
Well, exactly. I'm earning enough to
So I
pay
guess when
taxes
it
now.
unlocks, I can pick.
And how does Angela feel about all this? Your wife. Your wife.
God, no.
Huh?
No, she's long gone. No,
She
was
left with the
holding me
wife and
back.
kids.
I'm with Norm now. We were married last month.
Norm de Plume.
They don't like that. He's gay, I guess.
And why did you write this? What was your inspiration?
Oh, well, I received a telephone call offering
Maybe I was on the thing
25
too long.
grand to write a pro-team sitcom, and I heard my father's voice. It said, Jeff, you listen here, boy. You make hay while the sun shines. You wring every penny you can get out of this. So I wheeled him down to the transition centre.
I don't know why.
got out my typewriter and
That
started
wasn't 10
clacking.
seconds, so this
That's
was
a
not
shite.
like him.
And without further ado, let's give it up for the notice board.
I clicked!
Yes, now you're getting it. Keep going.
Good morning, Miss Craven.
Oh,
Miss Craven.
morning, Ray.
Everything all right, Mrs. Craven? You look as worried as the vicar in closing time.
Oh, Ray, it's those young
That's supposed to be
guys.
funny, I
They
guess.
vandalized my shop again.
No!
Yes! They've written all sorts of obscene language and crude pictures, and I know it's those damn youths.
I don't know. It could be the vicar at closing time.
This is so bad, I know.
Worried they won't ever become
Don't
productive
ask.
members of the community. What if they never see the error of their ways and end up as social outcasts, such as shoplifters or bong rats?
Don't
Oh,
worry.
I guess it plays automatically.
This is a
Oh,
very
I thought it played the
supportive
second I
community,
clicked it.
and I'm sure
He said wicker,
in
the W
time,
word.
they will
Oof,
fit into this
you're right.
society like this key into this lock.
Oh.
Into this lock.
So funny. Kill the show cancelled.
See? Works like a charm.
It's one of those shows that are really bad. They just have constant laugh track going.
And just like that, we can unlock their future.
Yes, yes. Wow! Look at all the letters in my collection today.
Shock.
I think that one's addressed to me.
What? This,
I'm
this
allowed to
one?
pick whatever I want.
Oh, so you're right. Oh, so you're right.
Awkward silence because I missed it.
Here it is. Here it is.
It's a letter from my granddaughter, Brenda.
That
She said she
photo
got
of
an A
Taylor
on her
Lautner.
maths exam because one of her friends has been helping her. She was always a team player, was our Brenda.
What's up, losers? What's up, losers?
I didn't hit the button on time.
Oh,
They can't hear it. Only we can hear it.
No, it's Brad. He's the coolest guy in the village.
That's right. I just got here on my motorbike.
Oh, clear off, Brad. We don't want any of your ilk
Oh
around
my,
here.
drop kicker? Fair enough.
Brad dudes.
No, ruffians. Have you come to tag the notice board with your gang signs?
No way. I've actually come to pin my resume on that notice board. I'm looking to do some tutoring after school.
What? Did you say?
That's shock.
Tutoring?
That's right.
Tutoring?
That's right. Would you mind, Ray?
Math's important. I can't read your fucking messages right now. I'm too. Is that fucking Kevin Smith? That bootleg skinny Kevin Smith? I don't know.
So you, a young person, have been spending your time helping others and not
He's
just
stuck.
urinating on churches or huffing glue?
Hey, I haven't huffed glue for months.
Well, blow me down!
You know what? We misjudged you based on how young and cool you are, and not on your actions.
No doy.
So it wasn't you who vandalized my shop
It is.
last
You're kneading
night
on
or
churches.
called me a
Ayo.
rancid
I
old
know, right?
drone from the back of the
I don't even.
chopper?
There's not
No
too
way.
many
It
people
can't
that
be
actually
me.
score around
I was too
peeing on
busy helping
churches.
my friend Brenda with her maths homework.
Could you speak up there? I thought for a minute there that you said Brenda.
I did, you daft old sow.
Did you hear that, Ray?
This show makes me want to sniff glue. Me
Wonderful
too.
surprise. I now respect you as a man.
I fucking
Put her
forgot to
there, Ray.
change it.
Put her there,
And I forgot to hit clap.
Oh, what the heck?
Is there an
Give us a
earthquake?
hug.
I can't turn my camera. Oh, it's doing it for me. What's going on? Power grid shutting down. Oh, drip pank, rip. Okay. I can't move. So this is all something's coming. The Kraken. Maybe.
Sorry to interrupt the first groundbreaking episode of the notice board, but we are receiving some breaking news.
Oh?
I'm being told we are picking up reports from across the continent of what appear to be
The Kraken is here. Drink pan.
what appear to be nuclear explosions in
Oh God.
4 major
Oh
foreign
yeah, we're in
cities.
war right now. You missed the beginning.
Initial estimates put the death toll into. They put them into millions. put them into millions. I'm being told we're experiencing some power shortages as a result, so apologies for the interruption. And apparently we can go live now to team headquarters for an emergency broadcast from Prime Minister Julia Salisbury any moment. Yes, let's go to that now. Yes, let's go to that now.
Good evening, citizens and leaders.
Yeah, I forgot to tell you we're in like a 20-week war skill
Minutes
issue.
Ago, operatives working for Advanced detonated nuclear explosives simultaneously in 4 major
Wait a minute,
cities
they set off the bombs?
We have similar devices in 58 other urban centers.
They said the government set off the bombs.
Hesitate to detonate them. If our conditions are not met in full.
Wait, what?
And without delay. The people of our territory will no longer tolerate your illegal.
Oh, she's talking about disrupt. They're like murdering people until they stop. That's how they're taking care of the riots and the rebels. They're just blowing them up with nuclear explosives, I guess.
Your territories will
I didn't know we lived in North Korea.
We will install replacement governments to ensure that your citizens become part of the new future. Your borders are now our borders. Your people are our
Wow.
people.
I can't wait. They were taken over, yeah.
They will finally be educated and healed. But for your privileged few,
right now,
the moment that they feared is now upon them.
This is unprecedented. Our government has
Allow
committed
me
an
to
act,
be crystal
multiple
clear.
acts of mass destruction
If you
in our
fire
name.
a single shot at our territory, or harm a single one of our citizens, we will not hesitate to detonate further devices.
None of us did.
I think it's kind of a
You will
moment to
not
side with the
find
rebels right now.
Then no doubt you are already searching for them.
We are waiting
Our
further
technology is
news
decades
and,
ahead of yours.
What if they respond?
We will expect your complete acceptance of our terms by midnight
We did it.
tonight.
Call me. I know. We're gonna replay and do it where we're like strictly on the rebel side, because technically the way we started playing it, we're on the I got like the achievement for being on the government side. So
I don't really talk about my personal life in my job.
we're gonna actually play full commie
Or
status
important,
next, or anti-commie status, because
So
the
many of you may
government
be
is
surprised to
commie
learn that I have a brother.
and the rebels are anti-commie.
His name is David. And right now I can't get his stupid face out of my head. He's a researcher and he's
Why are you
currently
just spamming
travelling the
commie
continent
in
for
my
work.
chat?
He's currently travelling the continent for work. And I don't know where he is right now. And I should imagine that there are many of you sitting at home tonight digesting this news, and you also have loved ones on the continent. In Urkistan, or Havia, or San Palmerino, or Konislava, which is where David
There's an
was when I
achievement where
last spoke
there's
to
two
him.
achievements. One where I let my entire family die, and one where I like let them all live.
So when I tell you,
so I'm
I
guessing
know
this
how
is
you
the
are
moment
feeling
where I
tonight.
can like
Believe
choose.
me, I do.
USA sleeper agent. The word communist
But I
makes
also know
USA
that
go
there's-
crazy. This is
There's a
not
flow to
America.
events. I see it every day here.
And also,
I
you
know
didn't
that
type the
although
word
tonight it
communist. You
feels
typed
like we may be
commie.
in a time of fear and darkness. We may actually
That
be
wouldn't
at the
work
break of a new
then.
dawn.
You get
We don't know that
debasted.
yet. We can't know that yet, but together we will find out. And I will be here every night, feeling what you are feeling. And with your help, maybe we can all get to that brave new world. My name's Megan Wolf. Let's make tomorrow better.
And we're out.
Wow.
We're ringing around the telephone networks that overload.
I guess I got an achievement. Oh, you can't see it.
So we know exactly which cities were hit. Or
Why are you saying YouTube links? Alright, let's go. I did really bad at the first one. Yay, so many achievements. Wow, we got some more money. I'm not listening to that live on stream. Let's keep going. I'm not listening to the video. You can't force me, commie. You fucking communist. You can't force me to. These are people we've never seen before, so we must be getting more content. On the phone? No. It's communist propaganda. I already know what it is. It's communist propaganda. That's what you're sending me. See how the public reacts to your headlines will affect what happens in the world. So we're playing like the advanced one, so we're gonna go back and we'll play like the other one eventually. The rest of your shift passes in a blur with the same words going around your head. Operatives working for advanced detonated nuclear explosives. Initial estimate put deaths in the millions. This really just happened? You pull into the driveway with no memory of the journey home. The light in the front room is on. Clearly someone is still awake. Door creaks open into the living room and you find Sam sitting on the sofa staring at the TV. The screen is off and they're clearly lost in thought. You take a seat beside him, put a hand on his shoulder. They don't look at you, but they do reach up and take your hand in theirs. Now you're closer and you can see Sam's more clearly. You've seen a look like you've never seen before. Charlie, Chris and Susie, they're both... Wait, my daughter's dead? What the hell can we do? The bastards killed Chris and Susie and millions of others, all because of their fucking war, which we never asked for. There should be tears, there's only fire, pure raw fury. They're manic now. I hate them, Alex. I know you've never been a fan of Advance, but after this, they're monsters. I need to know you understand that. That we can't just be indifferent. We need to actually do something. Relief spreads over Sam's face like a wave. They collapse against you, clutching tightly. Clearly this swaying heavily on them, blah blah blah. So I guess if we choose to be like the quote-unquote bad guy and not let our daughter go on that trip and stuff, then they don't die. So I basically, if I want the achievement, I have to try to kill my whole family now. Something just gone. I think we're having a funeral. There's no coffins to bury even. L. That's an L. Wow, we skip ahead 300 days? 400 days. We skipped ahead a whole year. Whoa. Ordinary morning, but as you get to work, there's a small crowd in the break room. Grab first cup of tea. Did you hear another one's gone missing? What? Another professor went missing from the university. All disappearances were the last year. Scientists, doctors, researchers. Clearly disrupt targeting the people speaking out against them. I even heard Vance was struggling to prevent further. What exactly is going on here? Bozeman clears his voice before continuing. I told you I don't want to hear about these so-called disappearances. Now come on, people. Advance has been very clear enough. There's nothing to worry about. Blah, blah, blah. Between you and me, this leave it alone stuff comes from up high. I can't do anything. Interesting. So, like, there's people going missing and they're blaming Disrupt. We'll have to put more of the Rebel broadcasts on our next playthrough. So we will play through this game again and get the other ending. There's two more endings, actually. A neutral one and then, like, a Rebel one. We're waiting for Charlie's and doing Cohesion Cadets. After hugging him. Guess what? What? So, it's a starting point for becoming a CCO. Blah, blah, blah. So he's a community manager. New liaison team between regular people and the COOs in the betterment department. That'll be us. People come to us with concerns and we'll decide whether they need referrals and if so, which department. Cool. Sounds great. We're on Team Advance right now, so we can't yell at him for being stupid. And my son's a communist. Whoa. Bunch of farmland went up in the flames. Bunch of raids. Okay. I guess. I'm just skipping through the reading because my throat is starting to act up from my cold from all this reading. So I want to get into the actual gameplay now. Look, she looks crazy and I love it. And that's Ellen DeGeneres. Uprising, bro, it's time. A year and a half since Liberation Night. What's that?
Alex?
Huh?
This is Alan James.
Oh.
The revolution starts tonight, Alex, and we need your help.
Oh.
Throughout this broadcast, we're going to ask you to do things
I
that
can't
will
listen to
directly
him
help with
because
this mass protest.
I am a team
I'll be talking to
advance.
you regularly tonight, and I'll also be hacking you when I can.
I'm
Please
supposed to
help
be.
get our message out. We're on the verge, Alex.
Yeah, okay, as much as I want to help him, I'm not gonna, because we're gonna do that in our next playthrough, so I just gotta relax.
We can tip the balance in our favor. If you play our tape at the second break, that's when we think it will have the most impact. It's on your right.
I already picked my ads.
By a chance to see the very last episode.
Because I don't want to go on a date with your cousin, Colin.
What have you got to
Will be
lose?
attempting to learn the
Dignity, my reputation.
It's alright once you get past the teeth and the problematic tattoo.
I am perfectly capable of messing up my own love life. Sorry about that. David wouldn't get off the phone.
Ow.
It's David's thing.
Christ's sake, Colin, stay out of it.
I can help you. I'm an expert at romance. Ask me
Yeah,
twice.
I won't help them, because we're gonna play through and help them after.
That's 10 seconds, everybody.
That means I'm officially a commie for this part of this game. This first
Going in
playthrough.
5, 4,
But first,
3.
it's over to the newsroom for tonight's National Nightly News.
Good evening. This is the National Nightly News, broadcasting across the territories. My name is Megan Wolf. Our top stories tonight. Ashes to ashes. It's been 40 days since Disrupt conducted attacks across the territories. The coordinated action, dubbed the Night of Fire by commentators, was seen as an attempt to subvert the supply chain, but there may have been more to it. After a roadside IED toppled the convoy, prisoners, including Portia Hamilton Mann, the daughter of the former Prime Minister, were freed and have subsequently vanished.
Funny.
The escapees are presumed to have fled the territories. Here at Channel 1, we say good riddance to bad rubbish.
Oh my god.
Food, glorious food. With the last of the menu centres opening in territories
Glorious
5, 8
food.
and 14
That's
today,
from Ice Age, I
Advance
think.
confirmed that the programme is now in full operation, providing free food for every citizen of the new future. What started as rationing during the 20-week war has blossomed into a social contract that is the envy of the unawakened world. Jack Tractor Pants, spokesman for the
Tractor
menu
Pants.
centres, said today that while they can guarantee the contents of every box is nutritious, the actual quality of the meals you cook depends on whether you have a touch of Chef Jordan Rankley or the culinary skills of a professional footballer.
Oh.
If I were a rich man, problems in territories 11, 17 and 22 today as striking
Like the Hunger
bosses
Games.
attempted to undermine their new economies. With seemingly no awareness of irony, the former CEOs and MDs have come together to form the Wealth Creators Union, with demands including a return to 150% bonuses, private jets, and mandatory grovelling zones. In an annoying show of petulance, the former elites drove their luxury vehicles at 10 miles per hour up and down the motorways of their respective territories. The coordinated protest of elites inconvenienced several 100,000 of their employees.
That's funny.
Some fun now. Signs of ever more resistance to Advance's radical policies today, as popular resistance movement Disrupt extended their reach further across the territories. The organisation's emblem appeared in every major city
I won't
across
put him on the
territories last
bear.
night in a well-coordinated publicity stunt, which has seen them dominate the headlines. Asked about the impressive display earlier today, Disrupt spokesperson Alan James said that the movement was reaching what he described as a critical mass. Poor choice of words, given recent history. 3 of our favourite stories come to an end this evening. First, water conundrum. When rains flooded the former Moobs shaft, now amusement
These are literally the
park,
same
many
photos, so I
thought
guess
the
I
deaths
can't
of
pick,
hundreds
or
of
what?
visitors would have finally
Or like
brought
it's like
an end to
a
the
video
cursed
A,
project.
video B again, where they don't
Sophia
actually let you know.
Remington remained undaunted, as has been typical of her time at the top. Rebranding as Sophia's Moist Splash
Ew.
Palace, the world's wettest water park has
Not
been
Sophia's
overwhelming
Moist
success.
Splash
And
Palace.
was this year's most popular family fun day. Shares in Remington's Fist have soared, bringing a happy and prosperous end to this story for the daring CEO and her unpredictable moves. Teleportated? In a surprising turn of events, the remaining scientists...
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to be pro-government right now so that we can do our proper playthrough and see. Instead of, like, I keep picking... The thing is, if I think for neutral, the neutral playthrough, you have to do, like, half advanced, half them, which is hard. And I gotta stop trying to pick the neutral path, since I've already been given the achievement. Yeah, relax.
Taking a dive, it seems a former sporting icon, mired with misfortune, has found himself at his lowest ebb. Johnny Hamsleys, who was once paid thousands a week to play at national level, has wound up sleeping rough on the streets of the capital.
Sorry, guys.
Speaking this morning, he said, "I don't mind too much. I always like the outdoors, and you're never too old for the Pigeon League." All that, plus we'll be taking a trip to Dangley Parks for the notice board, as well as getting a sneak peek at the hottest ticket in town. That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
I did it. It's so sad that they changed it to be just Megan now. Like, Jeremy's not on here anymore. The only thing, I guess, by choosing the government side is I am, like, letting Jeremy die in vain, but...
A great man. The start of tonight's program is dedicated to remembering and celebrating the life of Peter Clement.
Oh, he's dead.
Patrick Bannon is live from Parliament Park, where Julia Salisbury will be breaking ground on what will soon be a memorial garden in Peter's honour. Patrick.
Listening to that old bitch lying through her teeth about missing that poor bastard.
Patrick,
I don't know what I'm going to do.
we're live.
Because I'm not being funny. Things were better with Peter, weren't they?
Patrick?
They were, and I don't mind saying it. They were, because he held her back. But now there's no stopping her.
Hello, Patrick, we're
Of
live.
course, can't say that, can I, Francis? No, not with public ownership. No, with public ownership, you can't say anything these days. She's lost it, mate. She's completely off the rocker. I heard from an aide that... Hello, Megan, you join me here live from the what? Hello, Megan, you join me here live from the what? Oh.
We've lost some signal there for a moment. Well, we will be going live to that groundbreaking ceremony. Patrick back.
I love Patrick.
Meanwhile, let me just say, I think the memorial gardens are going to be gorgeous. I've had a sneak peek at the designs, and Alana Marsh has done a fabulous job. Oh, okay, all right. It seems like we have got the signal back. We can now go live to Patrick Bannon in Parliament Park. Patrick.
Thank you, Megan. Thank you.
It's not Patrick.
Patrick Bannon, and we are indeed.
They probably knocked him out.
Here. Apologies for the technical difficulties there, but any moment now, Julia Salisbury will step out on stage behind me.
Alex, Bozeman here. The boys in editing have just informed me that the eulogy footage isn't fully cut together yet. You're going to have to do it on the fly.
What?
For goodness sake, make sure you make it look good.
Slowly gathering since this
Okay.
afternoon.
This is Alan. You can undermine them here and help us win hearts and minds.
I'm gonna do whatever I want, actually. I don't care about you or you.
And it seems like the ceremony is getting underway. Here is Prime Minister Julia Salisbury, the picture of elegance, to begin her address.
Good evening, fellow teammates and friends. 500 days ago, all of our lives changed irrevocably. Still reeling from the triumphs and tribulations of
Where's the
Liberation
laugh
Night,
track?
another great loss befell the people of these newly united territories. The loss of a leader. A dear friend and a hero. Peter Gordon Clement.
Peter, at the age of just 62, of course, announced by the team on the 24th of December, just 6 weeks after Liberation Night.
Born to a working-class family on a housing estate in Rotherham, Peter first trained as a carpenter before getting
I
his start
like
on
that I can
television.
pick both at the
First
same time.
moving and building scenery, and then developing into the personality that we all knew and loved so much.
Just the Job first hit our screens over 25 years ago, running for 11 series, winning multiple awards, and charming audiences up and down the country.
Peter taught us, all of us, not to be content with the way things are, not to accept inequity.
Bro, I'm sick. I'm
no
like a
matter how
monkey.
small. But he also taught us what it took to fight them. Courage, integrity, empathy, and hard bloody graft.
No, is he gonna smack her?
Across a career spanning 3 decades, Peter Clement was known for shows including Wake Up, It's Saturday, and much later, late night chat show PT, which at its peak drew millions of viewers.
Peter was by no means a saint. Trust me, he once told me he had more regrets than he'd had stolen dinners. He always did have a knack for a turn of
Oh my god!
But it speaks to the strength of his character that he chose to share with us his mistakes alongside his achievements, his faults as well as his talents. Peter had the heart to give it all he had for the people of these united territories.
He's saying fuck off.
Famous for his
He just
potty
flipped
mouth,
off the
it's
camera.
estimated conservatively that Peter Clement uttered over 1.5 million swear words during his career, though some sources put this figure well in excess of 2 million F-bombs alone.
Gripped by illness as he was in the weeks and months leading up to Liberation Night.
No, I missed him. I missed him punching the guy.
But his eyes still twinkled with that familiar joy for life.
I like how they're honestly both, whether you're trying to make him look good or bad, not that good regardless. Like, they still got some pretty, like, he still was pretty rude in either one. Like, this one he's smoking and this one he's just screaming at people, so it doesn't really matter which one you pick.
I first met Peter nearly 20 years ago. Moments before I was supposed to give a speech. Nothing like this one, actually. Only I'd spilt coffee all down myself. I was young, nervous, desperate to be liked, and from behind me I heard, "Christ, Pet, you've either pissed your keks or sprung a leak, but either way you got a problem." And before I could even say a word, he stripped off his dry trousers and insisted I took them. That was the sort of man that Peter Clement was. Kind, compassionate,
He's drinking.
sensitive, a brilliant thinker, a natural leader, but mostly
They like it.
a good man.
The bad editing makes it so much better.
This shining beacon of
Thank you, Alex.
Oh, I didn't know I was helping him more. I don't care, honestly. I just wanted to have fun.
It's really starting. You'll know when.
his accomplishments.
Okay, suck my cock.
The future he forged, the boundaries he pushed.
Fuck you guys, there's nothing. What do you want me, this shot of her fucking staring at this woman? Fine. And besides, I don't play Advances commercials, so I'm not. Last time I played one for Disrupt, Jeremy died.
It is my great honor to give to you the Peter Clement Memorial Garden. Shall we see if we can get a countdown going? Everyone with me? 10, 9, 8, 7.
Whoa!
Now, Alex, control the message.
Mom, we have to get you to safety. Come with us.
I'm not leaving, I can't.
Oi.
I'm not leaving, I can't. Don't panic. Help us here, look. We're gonna help you.
You're hurting me.
Well, stop resisting then. Stop resisting and we'll let you up.
Not resisting.
What are you doing?
Not resisting. You saw. Not resisting.
Turn the camera off. National Night News. You have the right to be here. I said turn the fucking camera off. I said turn the camera off. Oh, who the fuck are you?
Oh, I can't hear you. I can't hear anything.
Yes.
I can't hear you. I'm from the National
National Nightly News.
Well, then you can consider this payback. Salisbury's still here. Salisbury's still here. Julia Salisbury! You were guilty of the murder of more than 10 million.
Target armed.
A response.
Haven't you done enough? Haven't you done enough? Look around you.
Fucking
This is what your precious freedom looks like, is it?
Oh! I don't necessarily know like if I should make Julia look.
Lower your weapons. Breakers and secure. Lower your weapons. Sent to place authorization was granted. None. Was unnecessary. Can't you see? Was unnecessary. Can't you see? Will you turn that off, please, sir? I said, please turn that off. I said, please turn that off.
Shocking scenes from the capital there, exclusively on the National Nightly.
You've just seen them execute unarmed civilians. People like you and me. So why are you watching this? Why are you not in the streets with us tonight? What will it take for you to get up and be a part of this? March on team headquarters, storm the building, demand elections.
Okay, I guess I'm just on the rebel side now, bro. Fuck the Sith.
Future free.
Don't go away. We'll be back after this. We'll be back after this.
That didn't go so well, Alex. But we can turn it around in the next segment.
Okay, maybe I should put it in. Fuck it. I want the Rebel Alliance.
There's a revolution happening outside, and
can't be chipped and can't be matched.
We get set for the next sequence.
Rebel Alliance, Rebel Alliance. We're part of the Rebel Alliance.
Just intense colour that lasts and lasts.
What? Huh?
Only Ladaleur gives you high impact colour with new shade lock technology that
Alex, during this next section, a cameraman working in the newsroom who's one of us is going to get a coded location out. We don't know yet which camera he's on, but if we find out, I'll let you know.
That's
Just
not
keep your eyes
helpful.
out for the fist and try and keep it on the air for at least 5 seconds. Our operatives will do the rest.
the new Ladaleur range only
And this is your new makeup artist, Craig?
No.
What?
because
No.
life is worthless.
10 seconds, everybody.
It's
Sorry, Craig.
inevitable. And once you're gone,
Okay, we are going in 5,
No,
4,
Craig.
3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News with me, Megan Wolf. Very shortly, we'll be heading on over to the final episode of what has quickly become a hugely successful feature, the Notice Board. But before we do, let's chat with Philippa Radon. Tell me, why do you think the public love the Notice Board so much?
It's real. There, I said
It's
it.
not
It
real.
connects with people. You know, people look at us and they say those are real people struggling with real problems.
That's a really interesting point.
Yeah, I mean, I was saying to my PA secretary as I got out the limo, I was saying, it's good for people to see normal, authentic people like them on TV.
People like you.
Yeah, precisely. Unfortunately, then I was interrupted by some dreadful wretch who wanted an autograph, but a swift kicking from security soon put him back in line.
Yes, well, I think it's really good that our screens are filled with such relatable stories. So, the Notice Board is coming to an end after a sensational time at the top. What do you think has made this show so successful?
It's a combination of so many things. My hard work. My talent.
Asshole.
Wow. You really have a lot to thank you for.
Hey, hey, hey. You're welcome. Hey, hey, hey.
We've just heard our man's on camera 4.
I have a real sense of...
Get back to the interview, Alex.
A sense I've been entrusted with something precious and that I should use that platform for good.
Yeah, I think that's really important, that we should use this platform to do good in the world. I agree.
That's exactly it. So I've decided to help as many...
Excellent work, Alex. That's the location shared. Next, you'll need to give them the go.
Is that better access to education or reducing child poverty?
No, by adopting as many as I can get my hands on.
Oh, okay. How many children have you adopted?
We're well into the double figures now, Megan. I stopped counting in the late 30s.
What?
That is a lot of children.
Yeah, once we finish putting them into the guest room, I'll have to put a futon in the laundry cupboard.
Oh, they really are some sort of hero.
Hey, I live a privileged life. What can I say? I mean, any child I can take on is a child rescued from suffering.
I hear stuff going on in the window, like on my left.
Really that bad before?
Oh, they're Normans, I presume so.
Okay.
Yeah, it's shocking to think actually that only 1 in 10,000 children.
I'm not paying attention. I ever like wake up.
I'd never thought of it that way.
And I'm doing everything I can to fix those numbers.
What do you think it is about your life that's so desirable then?
Well, it's mainly shame and panic interspersed with expensive bottled water. So actually, if anyone wants to, I'd happily trade.
That I can relate to. Right, you better go off and get ready. That was Philippa Radin sharing some thoughts about her lifestyle. I think it's really important to stay grounded and keep everything in perspective. Clearly, not everyone else agrees, but that's enough from me. Let's go now over to Dangly Parts for the final ever episode of the Notice Board.
We did it!
What a day! First the tea morning, and now to post this notice. I don't know how I managed to cope with it all. Oh wait, perhaps I do.
Wow, very funny. Alcoholism.
Oh! By St. Barnabas, what on earth is all this?
Freeze, dirtbag!
Oh, Laura, it's you. I thought for a moment you were a knife-wielding mugger or stabber.
No, I'm afraid not. It's just me, a community cohesion officer, responsible for keeping crime at record.
I could hit Boo.
Of course. Keep forgetting that thanks to you and your colleagues, violence on our streets
Laugh.
is a thing of the past.
What's all this, Vicar?
I know! It's a disgrace. Somebody...
It's time for the go code. Give us 3 boos in a row, Alex. That will start the pincer movement. You might just pull this off. Push forward! 3 boos, Alex.
I did too.
It looks heavy.
Ha!
It looks
They
heavy.
don't call me the Right Reverend. Ripped for no reason.
Yes!
He's humping the air.
It's no good.
It looks like all those crucifix classes were a waste of time.
Perhaps you, a young CCO, would be able to move.
Try and get the next one.
Oh, the other 2 didn't count. I thought you said yes because I did it. She's shitting her pants.
Looks like all those lifting classes were a waste of time.
It's too heavy, even for me, a strong and capable.
Let's hope that's enough. At least you tried, Alex.
Oh,
Strong
okay.
enough to lift this.
Did someone call for the best firefighter in town? Hi!
Well done, Captain Evans. You're so much stronger than us.
Especially me, the weak old man.
It's the least I could do for my
Yeah, I did 3
community.
boos in a row just to be safe.
No luck catching the little devil then?
Unfortunately not. The ferret struck
Okay,
again.
fine.
When Ray opened the post office this morning, he found that every single stamp had been pre-licked. One been
God!
Some people have no decency.
Sadly, if we don't catch him before tomorrow, we may have to cancel the village fete.
Don't worry. We won't let that happen.
How
We'll
long
be
do I have to
back.
do this for?
No.
4 minutes?
Laura, tell me, why do they call him the ferret?
Some say it's because of his sneaky nature, but really it's because whenever he
Let me guess, he's
steps,
actually
he
a ferret.
always leaves behind the foul stench of urine.
What the fuck?
Never fear, officer. We'll catch this
He looks like it's him.
nuisance and save the village fate. Or my name's not Captain Danger Evans.
The community coalition team are doing their best, but they simply don't have the smarts to solve this mystery. But I know someone who does. Someone who's about to blow this thing wide open. Me! Blackout!
It's the morning of the village fete. It's thanks to theatrical convention.
I sure hope everything goes to plan. Oh, look! There's Mrs. Craven setting up her cake stall.
And look, there's the motorcycle display team setting up.
No
for a
one
show
likes
that will
Mrs.
be far too
Craven.
expensive for live television.
I'm going to set up the coconut shy. What are you doing, Vicar?
First, I'm running the tombola. Then, I'll be selling forgiveness for money.
Oh my god.
I couldn't possibly.
Well, that sounded like Mrs. Craven. Looks like someone sucked all the jam out of her donut.
What the fuck?
Damn, Veritas struck again!
Whatever are we to do?
Although I'm very competent, I have no idea how to solve this case.
I guess we'll just have to cancel the fate.
Hold it right there. Ferret.
Have you been drinking from the fire extinguishers again?
Not you. The vicar.
I knew it.
Know what you're talking about.
He looks like a piss baby.
You wanted the village fete cancelled so you could have the day off, didn't you?
I already have to work Sundays. I shouldn't have to work 2 days a week.
But how did you know?
Well, my first clue was the smell.
Yes, I do smell of urine.
Oh my god.
I noticed that the vicar's tongue was particularly dry, almost as if he'd been licking thousands and thousands of stamps.
Or perhaps eating Mrs. Craven's baking.
Oh.
Which brings me on to my third clue. The vicar said that he had no more room.
Almost as if he'd had his fill.
Precisely.
But you managed to figure it all out from that?
Well, I also found this at the scene.
The Holy Bible.
That proves nothing.
Get him out of here, officer!
You did it, Captain. You could say you ferreted him out.
Hey, come on. Let's go and have a party in my massive garden. I am doing well.
Thanks to you, we're all doing well.
That was it, the final ever episode.
It was
of
so
Notice
good
Board,
because we
and what
edited
a way
it.
to end it. Thank you as always to Jeff, Philip,
We're on the
and Tommy.
soundboard.
After the break, we'll be both dancing and learning. So don't change that channel. We'll be right back.
That's the ad. Well done, everybody.
Wow! What a brilliant run, eh? After party at my place, eh?
What advert is this, Alex? I don't remember passing it for broadcast. I think you made a mistake there.
Oh, whoops.
I've got 4 kinds of sausage!
You've probably seen me on
Hey,
the
you,
news
you.
talking about
You
advance
coming to the after party?
and how progressive their policies are. Well, I was wrong. And I'm here tonight to say I'm sorry. And
One last push, Alex. We're closing.
And they got B.
The guest in the last section is working with us. You'll be asked to censor on our behalf. If you do it right,
my mother
the
is a
final
nurse
orders
and
will
my
be given.
father worked in a factory.
We'll get 3 chances.
I
Get
would
at least 2
prefer
of them
my
right.
family to
And we're gonna
I'm guessing like how the advanced ones are blue, theirs would be orange.
take it back.
I always envied my friends who had so much more. Over the years, my jealousy grew. So when Advance came to power, I didn't
She
think
looks like
about
she's
the
being held
damage they would do.
hostage.
I acted selfishly. I was glad to see the rich punished. I didn't see how backwards Advance were. I didn't understand that rather than tearing down the wealth creators, we should have been helping everyone else to take a seat at their table. Under Advance, the country is poorer. It is poorer in ambition. It is poorer in aspiration. We are infantilized by Advance's naive policies.
Please,
Policies
Sarah,
born
anything.
from
Mum, I'm really not supposed to say.
absurd redistributive
I can
fantasies.
hear them explosions.
I have whored myself out to the media to defend the
That's my
indefensible.
shade, is it?
Yeah.
This is
I
my
have betrayed
shade.
my parents. I see that now.
Whoa!
Mum, Dad,
You can run back to
I'm
Jenny
sorry.
Oh my god.
Our only hope,
now. Sorry about that, Sarah. Nothing you
the
can tell me.
only hope,
At all, like at all. They said no one's
now
died, that's all I can
lies
say.
10
with
seconds.
Disrupt.
What's wrong with you?
She is in tears.
Ugh.
Going in 5, 4, 3.
That's
Welcome
rock.
back to the National Nightly News. Later in this segment, we're hoping to be able to go back to Patrick Bannon at the scene of tonight's shocking Disrupt attack. But first, I'm delighted to be joined by the cast of the smash hit musical Everyone is Talking About.
Shrek.
I'll be speaking with the cast in a moment, but first, let's take a look at them in action. Please give a warm National Nightly welcome to the Novaries.
Hello? Doctor? Yes, I see. Thank you for letting me know. I have a decent life. I'm a happy, loving wife. And my job is well paid and fulfilling. I have a husband, John. He's due home soon, won't be long. And I have to tell him something that is absolutely chilling. We share coffee in the morning, and we make love every day.
Whoa!
We take time alone together to talk and laugh and play. We prioritize our needs. We do charitable deeds. But the flowers of a happy life are now beset by weeds.
I'm home.
Oh, darling John.
Oh, dearest John.
There's something very wrong. I've just had a conversation with our doctor, David Wong, so please be seated. This news will make you feel defeated.
Okay.
The scans revealed a lump.
You poor unlucky chump. Is it cancer?
Worse, oh, John. We're having a baby.
Oh god.
How can this be?
Oh, woe is me.
Why has this happened to me?
Oh, John's an
I always wear
asshole.
2 condoms for the maximum of safety.
That actually, okay.
We built a peaceful habitat. Now our lives are fucked. We're having a baby. Now you can't have any wine at book club.
And there won't be any time for foot rubs.
Now your hair will stink of weed.
And you'll start to disagree.
And forget about that holiday in Territory 3. No more waking up at 10:30. In fact, you're never going to get a good night's sleep again. No more snap decisions to go on to a club. You'll be lucky if you even make it out to the pub. Why can't we be more like our gay and lesbian chums?
The only who they have to deal with comes from personal bums.
Whoa!
Now when I take a sick day at home,
The parasite won't leave you alone.
how he's thrown.
We're our top priority.
I look after you, and you look after me. Ain't no trouble and strife. We got a childless life.
Are they promoting?
No one wails and no one bawls.
Are they like promoting not having kids as population control, or what's going on?
A wonderful wife. We got a childless life.
We're having a baby.
We're having a baby. Changing nappies daily. We're having a baby.
No more weekends by the coast.
Now your kid is uppermost. It's more than a passing craze to have childless days.
We're having a baby.
Food and drink thrown everywhere. Death trap toys at the top of the stairs. Every parent prays to have childless days.
I don't get the message.
No more spas and no more. We're having a baby. 18 years old, Bill sadly.
Okay. Wearing double condoms actually makes it more likely for it to break.
To their opening number
Oh fuck.
from Energy for a Childless Life, which is currently the hottest ticket in the capital theatre district. And we'll be touring the territories later this year. Right then, come on you lot, come on down, let's go, don't be shy. Hello. Hi Megan. Hi. It's an honour to be here. Oh really, are you fans of the show? Yes, used to be. Well, listen, let's get stuck in. Your amazing musical. Now, I mean, not only do you perform this show every single night,
with matinees on Wednesday and Saturday.
Right, but you're also the show's creators, am I right?
Well, everyone contributed their ideas, and then some of us went away and did the actual work on the script. But no, it's very much a team effort.
Oh, that's fantastic. How rude of me. I've not introduced any of you. I'll be the one being replaced next. Let's go down the line, shall we?
Hi, I'm Jack. Hi,
Jim Blunt. Pleasure to be here.
Jennifer Boren Woodley.
Hello, I'm John Satley. I used to be in the business professionally.
My name's Jill, with a J.
And I'm Janet. I'm the youngest. And I'm Janet.
That's incredible.
Weird.
And you were all
Weird.
friends previously. I mean, what a coincidence, right? I mean, what a coincidence, right? With your names beginning with a J. With your names beginning with a J.
Oh my goodness, guys! Our names all begin with J.
How have we never noticed that?
Because you haven't typed them out 1,000 times?
You knew? Why didn't you say anything?
I thought we all knew. It's bloody obvious, isn't it? I just thought we were doing a funny thing when we never mentioned it.
And I believe as well as being friends, you're also couples. You know, in real life as well as in the show.
Well, not exactly.
I'm not married to him. I'm with Janet.
And I'm with John, you lucky bean.
Jim and I are married.
4 fabulous years.
Well, that must make for some confusion in the rehearsal room.
Well, you should have seen the first draft. Jen decided that Jack would play Jim, I would play Jack, Jen Janet, Jill Jen, Janet Jill.
What about John?
Well, my character was originally just called Man 1.
It was allegorical.
It was very confusing.
Not for a professional.
After much toing and froing.
And gnashing and wailing.
And gin and tonic.
We decided that we just use our own names, which is less truthful.
We're also less likely to go into the wrong dressing rooms.
Oh God, yeah, that would be very embarrassing, wouldn't it?
Of course, when I first wrote it, we were only meant to run for a few nights at the Nimbley Village Hall, but when I registered it with the Department for Culture, it caught the eye of someone high up, and before you could say overnight sensation, we were transferring to the capital!
It's all been a bit of a roller coaster.
The thing with this game is I actually feel like I'm part of like the show. I was
really
honestly.
don't have to repeat that.
I had to give up my job as a mortuary technician.
Yes,
I was so shocked when like Jeremy shot himself at the end. Like it feels like I'm actually there. You get so like enveloped in the story so fast, having to like watch what they're doing.
This piece isn't.
It's not kind of something where you can mindlessly sit by.
About children and why you shouldn't have them.
In a way, I guess it is political, with a small p. After all, we are a solid unit, and eagle-eyed audience members will see we nod our heads to advance on stage throughout, and we target the messaging at women aged 22, well, about 35, as they're the most likely to be afflicted by this terrible problem. Terrible problem.
Having children.
Well, you understand, Megan.
You clearly agree.
This isn't about me. Of course, we see that there are advantages to a family unit, but eagle-eyed couples watch as the little parasites advance on their lives, and there's no time to play the guitar, get through a book, or watch a movie.
So they're really just
They're
trying to say that
exhausted
children
bastards on
are
the couch
sucking
by
the life
20
out of
to
you,
9
and
for
let's just
God's
say fuck them.
Very chatty tonight, dear.
Usually I'm the chatty one. Because
You're the youngest, we know! It's not a badge of honour, Janet.
Janet, please, Jennifer. Oh, well said, John. Thanks, Janet. Got you back.
So could you just tell us what is the play about? What happens in it?
Well,
Go ahead.
it's a tragedy, obviously. Jennifer, myself, and John have their child, and then the story charts the downfall of their hopes and dreams.
And there's lots of singing.
I'm dancing.
A lot.
My character works at a menu centre for a distribution unit. Eagle-eyed, she sees her friend's rapid advance to a pit of despair. Becoming a target for children's TV advertising at the age of 22, she decides to take drastic action. I can't really say more, though.
probably said too much already.
Let's not spoil the second act for anyone who might come to see it.
Which should be all of you. For too long, we've been told that a life without children is somehow incomplete.
I can see how for some people that's not
Are
true.
a blessing. Well, I've done the research and
You were once a child, though. This whole argument that children suck the life out of you and like you hate life because of them and stuff.
To have the option of a happy,
That was your
childfree
parents.
life without
So like you're
You know,
encouraging people not to
when I
have
was
children
14,
anymore,
if I
which
had to
means
come out,
you would not
I
exist
had an
if
experience
this
with a
was
girl
40 years in the
who
past.
really
And your parents listen to it. Like it's very silly.
Dip my toes into the
Meeting. Well, thank you all so much for coming in tonight. I really hope you keep them dancing in the aisles for many performances to come. The Nova is there. And I am pleased to say we can now go back to Patrick Bannon to get the latest from the scene of tonight's horrific events. Patrick, are you okay?
Thank you, Megan. This is Patrick Bannon reporting from the scene of tonight's devastating and symbolic attack tonight this evening. An attack which I myself have found myself caught up in. I'm still a little dazed and a little deaf, Megan. So I hope you'll forgive me if I seem that it's time to speak with the Prime Minister. Mrs. Salisbury, that's you. You're still here. The Prime Minister.
I couldn't leave. Not when there were people that needed help. Any team player would have done the same. I don't deserve praise for being human. I don't deserve praise
Yes, no accolades here. Or Palisades. Or lemonade.
Okay.
Right. Or lemonade. So, is the situation now? Are we safe? Are we safe?
Yes, the security services performed their duties without hesitation, and I would like to assure the public that although there have been some injuries, there were no civilian deaths here this evening.
Oh, that's good news about the Sorry, did you say no death?
That's right. No civilian deaths. Just the 4 disrupt terrorists curtailed by law
Oh my
enforcement.
God.
As always, so cohesive. If I may, I have a message for your viewers.
Of course, the camera. Speak there on the camera there. Speak there on the camera.
Stay at home tonight. Stay at home. Do
Okay.
not become another casualty of war. Disrupt have had their moment. But, as the dear departed Peter Clements once famously said, it ends.
Oh no.
Thank you, Prime Minister. Thank you for those strong words of strength. Back to the studio. Megan now in the studio with Megan Wolf now.
Patrick Bannon there, bravely reporting from the front.
I like how they just like
horrifying bombing. Out, Patrick.
I like how they just like let her be Patrick now.
Victory is in sight, my friends. You have mobilized. You have come together. From our agents at the television networks risking arrest and getting those words to you, to the many hundreds and thousands gathering to invade team headquarters. As I speak, we are turning the tide, and it is time for change. Tonight we topple their regime, and we also silence their
My son will
mouthpiece.
probably get killed, but whatever.
Channel one.
My daughter's already dead.
Time to wake up.
Out from the shadows, and they are not the overwhelming force they would have you believe. The military have been actioned, and well, it's pretty scary out there tonight. So stay at home and stay with Channel 1, because the team has assured this programme that the turbulence will soon be over, and we can once again focus our minds on building the new future with equality, fairness, and resources for all. My name is Megan Wolf. Let's make tomorrow better.
Damn it, Alex.
Oh!
This is the beginning of the fall of Advance. Fighter jet, 11 o'clock.
Oh!
Commander's brief, sir. Permission to detonate. Permission granted, old friend. We are going to detonate. Look out your window, Alex. See what you helped make happen.
No! That's my tower! That's my broadcasting tower! Wait! Oh god. This is their building they're in. Can I not turn this off? God. I did so good. Oh, I didn't do that good. I did good enough to get an A. Money. Yo, my money's up, bro. Get your bread up. Get your bread up. Get your money up. Not your funny up. We're doing it. I don't know how much. We might have time for like maybe one more broadcast if we skip the talking. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I have to go talk to my boss. I'm getting interviewed. I don't know why I'm here. Okay. Okay. We're gonna do an interview. After the attack at the memorial, you seem to have betrayed the terrorists in quite a sympathetic light. Why? I didn't know what was gonna happen next. Camera choice. I assumed it was just part of the set. Okay. Frank's fault. It wasn't our fault. Machine's fault. News. Thank you, I'm so good. He likes me. He wants to suck my cock, so he let the police think it wasn't my fault. We did it. Wow. It's another like 300 days. Anniversary. Won't be cheap. I'll spend the money on. Whoa! We went from manageable debt to worrying debt. I probably spent almost my entire bank account. That was not a good idea. What? My son just busted out of here like the Kool-Aid man saying, yeah, I'm a manager now, bye. I know I'm skipping it because of my throat, but what the fuck is going on here? Now this is like another year. No, over a year. Yeah, over a year. Blah, blah. What's wrong, Sam? Oh, Sam lost her job. We'll figure it out. Home is where the heart is. Let's see. How many more days go by? Another year goes by, almost. Okay, after this broadcast, we'll end the stream. I guess I shouldn't have spent that money on Sam, but I did spend it on, like, the other guys. So I'll just, on our next playthrough, I won't spend any money on them. And we'll go from there and be super rich. 3 years since the uprising.
Hello, Alex. Here we are again. I know things aren't as exciting as they used to be, but
wow.
France's Bring Your Daughter to Work Day initiative should add a bit of spice to the mix. We make do,
My daughter's dead.
At 9:15, it's What Music is Best? A rundown of the
See, now I'm being forced to do this stuff.
Expect catchy tunes and scenes of an inappropriate.
So this is what happens when we choose advance. I guess.
Time for Julia's Diary, where the ever-popular Prime Minister reads extracts from her diary. Then at 30, it's the latest of our drama series, which tells the story of Emily Dennis and the brave doctor's mission.
And this is Jenny. She's the floor manager.
Hi, Stacey.
That's Colin. He, do you know, just don't talk to Colin.
Not getting involved in Bring Your Daughter to Work Day, Colin.
Nah, we don't believe in it.
All right, come and sit next to Mum.
Believe in what?
Oh, that's her stepdaughter, probably.
Atta girl.
10 seconds, everybody.
Monday's a myth.
I can't wait to see how much it changes when we help the rebels.
4.
Like I said, once we get the achievement, we're kind of locked no matter what we do at this point now.
Good evening and welcome to the NNN. I'm Megan Wolf. And who's this, you might be wondering? Well, it's Bring Your Daughter to Work Day here at Channel 1. So I'm joined tonight by my foster daughter, Stacey. Say hello, Stacey.
Go fuck yourself.
All right then, here are the stories that matter to you. First up, with Advance confirming that the nuclear fallout from the 20-week war is to blame for the drop in birth rates across the territories.
Yeah, right.
We asked you, what keeps you going? I know that I, for one, was quite deflated when I heard about this, but reading all your submissions has really put the smile back on my face. This is from Sonia in Larkfordshire. I've had plenty of time to fill, so I've started a new hobby. Since I started knitting, I barely remember that 85% of the country is sterile. My record is this scarf. It's 124
That's so
meters
cringe.
long. Thank you for that. And if you've started a new hobby, do write in and tell us about it. Next up, you know how we love your uncanny comestible coincidences and
burnt toast.
I don't know about you, but I think this one
beer.
really takes the biscuit. I'm not sure what I'm more impressed by, Stacey. The things our viewers spot or the unbelievable way our menu centres are now able to feed every team member every single day. Catherine from Berkeldown sent us this, saying, I couldn't help but spot the face of poor departed
see him.
Clement in my 4th lager this morning.
In her
I'm not sure
4th
if I see it,
beer.
Catherine, but then again, I'm only on my 3rd. Do keep those coming in. Come on, can you have a go? We've just got time for one more of your stories, and this one is an inspiring story of rehabilitation.
The angry man.
That's it, just tell us who it's from, yeah, and then read it out, okay?
So this one says it's from John in Stokely. Before I was convicted, I'd never read a single book, but since I was released from Betterman, I haven't been able to stop. I'm even working at a library, and on our lunch breaks, Mr. Wordyworth spell checks my tattoos.
Epic.
We absolutely love hearing the way our neighbours and team members have been able to become better people. So do
Why does
let
it
us know
sound
your
quieter all of a
stories
sudden?
Here, you can do this bit, Stacey.
No, you're right, thanks.
Come on, give it a try.
Okay.
Know your stories here at the NNN.
Right, bit of a change of pace coming up here. You'll need to use the SFX buttons for the next segment.
Huh?
But advance have already selected when and what to use.
SFX?
Simple stuff. Just follow your government orders.
What SFX? I don't see any buttons. I see a gas mask? What is that?
First up tonight on the NNN, it's time to celebrate.
I don't know
this
how I
week's
timed
Teen
that so
Lottery
well.
winners
I'm guessing
live
these are
from
the
Shakespeare
SFX.
Theatre right here in the capital. We're going to hand over to Julia Salisbury. Suppose you don't think much of her either, eh, Stacey?
She's got a lot more going for her than you wankers.
Okay. Surprising vote of approval there from Stacey. Let's go live to that right now.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this week's Team Awards. Of all the many duties I have as team leader, this
Oh, I just
is
have to
by
pick the ones with the
far
green.
the most pleasant. As I so often say to you, the uneven past is now, following the demise of Disrupt, firmly behind
Yeah,
us.
so because I helped the government disrupt laws.
This is the new future. And I say to you, it's better now. I am delighted to be joined here tonight by one of the oldest people in Territory 1. He was born over 107 years ago. Please give a warm team welcome to Alfie Tadgbadger.
He looks like he's done with this.
So, Alfie, you must have seen so much in your lifetime. What have been some of the highlights? Alfie? Is he all right?
His hearing aid isn't turned on.
Oh, could you turn it on?
He says it drains the battery.
Well, will you tell him that we'll buy him a brand new battery after the presentation?
Oh my god.
Yeah, he says that's fine then. And I will help him with that. Yeah.
If
Oh
you
my
would.
god.
Sorry, can't get the staff.
We got it.
So, Alfie. What? You're 107 years old.
Oh, don't bloody remind me.
Would you like to tell the audience what that's like?
Well, where is everybody?
Out there, in the dark. Oh, bless him, it's not just the ears.
Bro, imagine just trashing on this old man live on TV.
2 sugars, please.
I'm Julia Salisbury, the Prime Minister.
I like this story. Who are you really?
No, I really am the Prime Minister.
Oh, so you're
a woman.
Yeah, a woman. One of
Women
them.
can do anything men can do these days, Alfie.
Oh, can you piss standing up?
I can't say
I
I've ever
love
tried.
Alfie.
No, I didn't think so. 2 sugars, please, and not too much milk.
Shall we get to the awards, Alfie?
Oh, are you going to ask me about my life?
Well, I'm not sure we have enough time left now for that. So
When I was 9, I wanted a pet, so I asked me mum and pap. There was no television then, back then, you know. We made our own entertainment out of coal and roadkill.
Well, that's fascinating.
So they got me a pet, see? But it weren't a dog. They told me it were a dog.
What?
But it were a stone.
A stone?
How would you not
So I
know?
called it Patch, which were a popular name for a dog back then on account of the king having a patchy face. And I decided to introduce him to pretty little Gertie Thimble, who lived up the road.
Oh, how romantic.
She threw my dog in the river. That was the day I decided I'd never marry.
And that's the secret to your long life?
Oh no, I've been married
Oh my god.
7 times. Divorced 8.
How does
There was
that
a
work?
mix-up with number 3, see? Yes, I'm just lucky. Are we going back to the home soon?
Soon, Alfie. First, let's turn
He
to
looks
the
so
reason we're
uncomfortable.
all here. The weekly Territory 1 Team Awards. First up tonight is a lady who really knows how to put in the extra hours. She works at a transition centre in Hamble-Bamblebury, and she has single-handedly allowed more families to unburden each other than any other nurse in Territory 1. In the uneven past, she'd have been locked up.
Okay.
Tonight, she is being honoured as a team player. Please welcome Daphne Snister.
Who was that?
Are you here to train me?
Just give her a medal, Alfie. There's a good boy.
Doctor, I mean, 2 sugars, please. And don't let it steep too long.
I think you're supposed to give me one of those.
Well,
There he goes. Look.
Look at him.
I can't get the arms up any higher than that. You'll have to go down, love.
Thank God those fractious times are behind us, and now the territories are thriving.
Are we in?
He's gonna beat him up.
Said to the bishop.
Yes, thank you. I've got it from here.
Well done. Daphne Snister, everybody. Now, open your envelope and find out what you've won. Crikey, don't hold back there. She's tougher than one of Peter's homemade Eccles cakes.
Got it. I've won a holiday for 2 in Territory 15. Used to be called San Palmerino, didn't it?
I believe it did, yes.
Why couldn't we have stuck with that then? It's easier to remember.
We're all one nation now.
Hang on a minute. Isn't it still on fire?
Daphne Snister, everyone.
I don't know if I'm supposed to be muting that or not.
What about my trains? I've been in these white trucks for 3 days now.
We'll get to that, Alfie.
Right, you are, love.
Next up tonight is a couple from Farnley.
Bro, he just wants
After a rocky
someone to
start
wipe his
losing their
ass.
family's ill-gotten
Needs
gains
help.
to the Assets and Wealth Act, have really embraced the new future, setting up a community farm and petting zoo in their local area for all the local children to play. Please welcome Otho and Lobelia Jackson Randy-Gannett.
That's a crazy name.
Medals, Alfie.
You know, when I was in the trenches, I had a pal called Scotty Wilson. He was from way up north, so I didn't understand a bloody word he said. But he were my best mate.
Should we just grab them for ourselves?
Probably for the best.
And his best mate was Smudger Ace. There was them two. Fiddly Eric, Unstable Terry, and of course, Leggy Sydney.
Leggy!
She were a girl. But she had a boy's name, so they shipped her to the front anyway. First girl any of us has ever seen.
Oh, I forgot that.
She's dead now. They all are. Smudger and Scotty never made it home. Fiddly got shanked in Frankfurt prison in argument.
Oh my
over
god.
And Terry nearly exploded quietly at home. Sydney got a fatal skin condition. Scratched herself to death. It makes you
That's awful.
Thanks, Alfie. Great contribution. So, Otho and Lobelia, a petting zoo.
After we lost all our wealth, we discovered there were actually people who had never even owned a pony.
Wow.
So we decided to do something about it. That's the type of people we are, you see. Advantage of a private education, probably.
Well, I'm sure we could debate that all night, but there's no time. So, let's see what you've won.
Yes, before we do, there's something I wanted to say to you.
Absolutely. Every citizen of the new future has my ear.
When advance came to power, you took all of our wealth. You took the shirts off of our backs.
Quite literally, in my case, I used to collect shirts.
You might as well have the rest of it, too.
Whoa!
Security!
Oh God, not again. If I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. Bennies and the news are not good bedfellows. Keep those flappy bits off of my channel, Alex.
Cadge better. And you are? Oh, no.
Got to go.
Oh.
Boo.
It isn't right and it isn't fair.
You tell him, girl. That's my wife, you know. No, no, you don't.
You can't mix pearls with swine. It isn't right. We used to have 3 horses, sent into Bethel and hung well. And now what have we got? 2 mangy goats, 1 mongrel dog called Kenneth, and a
Not
roasted
Kenneth.
Bloody shut up!
It's not Kenneth's fault.
As the actress said to the bishop. Oh, here we go again. Hello, Alfie Tadge-Badger.
Whoa!
Stop them! Oh, don't worry, love. I'll protect you. Oh, 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 oh.
Bro, Alfie's ready to fucking go.
This reminds me of when I was in my 20s and we go to the promenade at Shining on Sea and watch all the pretty girls on the beach. Everything was black and white then, of course. We'd visit the Penny Arcade and try to win a block of lard to take home for the family. You couldn't buy lard in those days. You had to win it. Oh, it was so much simpler back then.
They don't
Boys
like
were
seeing them
boys,
beat her.
Girls were girls. Everyone else was recruited by the circuses. There were loads of them, you see, circuses, with their big tents and their candy floss. You'd hear the music, the pipe organ, drifting over the nearby
Why?
fields.
Alfie's just off the goop.
My mum used to call it the most magical sound in the world. This was before she lost her hearing after giving a particularly loud round of applause. Did you ever go to the circus?
What's that, Alfie?
The circus, yeah, oh, never mind. Yeah, just a tea, pet.
Well, that was an unexpected dose of naked nostalgia. Some people simply can't let go of the past. That's why I look in joy and fervent admiration at the younger generation.
L.
Such a team. And with fertility falling throughout the territories, we should value
Shut the
our
fuck up.
fabulous
Fuck
new
you.
generation now more than ever. Our final winner tonight is a go-getter who really
I hate that I can't, like, just, they want me to be on the person who's talking, but if you're on it for more than 10 seconds, they shit themselves. My news sometimes, like my actual news at home, sometimes they'll forget to turn the camera on after the commercial break, and nobody complains.
Our final winner tonight,
I don't understand.
Edwin Neverlay.
Oh, Alfie Tadge-Badger.
You should be in a transition centre, you old monk.
Whoa!
Prime Minister. It's an absolute pleasure to finally meet you. We're very similar, in my opinion.
Well, I've never been much of a role model.
Nonsense. Prime Minister, you have saved this country. You have fought
This
enemies
kid is
foreign and domestic
brainwashed.
with 9 fists. As with my own tiny fists have I.
Well, let's open the envelope and find out what you've won. Maybe it'll be a fist enlargement.
The laugh, she doesn't even want to touch him anymore.
A year's internship as a behaviour coach at Betterment. Let's show the fools where they went wrong, eh?
Well, actually, Betterment is about rehabilitation, Edwin.
Absolutely. And if they don't reintegrate, we retaliate. Just like you did on Liberation Night. Thank you.
Yikes.
For this award. And stay vigilant. Report the non-cohesives. Be a team player.
That concludes
She's
tonight's
so
award
upset.
show. Join me next week when, hopefully, things will be a lot more normal. Back to you, Megan.
Prime Minister Salisbury there at a highly eventful team awards ceremony. Any thoughts on this week's winners, Stacey?
The nurse was fucking scary, the preteens were saggy, and that little prick will never lose his virginity.
Oops.
Succinctly put there, if a little profane. After the break, we'll be going live to a star-studded premiere. You won't believe who's on the red carpet
Epic.
tonight. Don't go anywhere, we'll be back after this. And we're out.
Oh, Alex, one other... What's that? You're off already?
Yeah.
I know you had to take the day off work for Junior, but... Oh, I see. No luck still with Theodore. I'm so sorry, darling.
Reach for the bleep button every time you do. Do you
I'll speak to you later. Oh, Alex. Completely forgot what I was going to say. Blast it all. Still, I'm lucky to have her.
Some kind of
Tomo's wife?
disaster.
Dog! Little D? I thought her name was Little C. Maybe it's a different person?
Are you receiving us?
I mean, it's been like 4 years since we've seen her technically. D? I got a fucking D on that, bro. I honestly didn't do that good. But, like, fuck you. You guys like that? I'm actually just getting to the point where I'm really tired. I'm considering just ending it in the middle of this segment, but I'm gonna try not to.
Robin is just going to grab Anna and get these generic links on your key to glue it all together.
They do know I have a Queen's View degree in journalism.
Don't you wish you'd study something useful, eh?
Let's bring your daughter to work day.
Not just. Where is our honoured guest?
Sitting around that boy band hotspot.
Heat rash. Hotspot when it lost.
Heat rash. God, they're running out of names, aren't they?
I hear the computer comes up with them. The songs too. Ah, there she is.
Oh, it's Lil C.
It's 10 seconds, everybody.
What have you been up to? What's it to you?
And we are going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back.
Let's go.
Stacey's still here.
Wishing she wasn't.
Thanks, Stacey. And in this segment, we're delighted to have sent Robin and Patrick to the movies. Yes, tonight is the world premiere of The Automated, starring Lawrence Blunderclatch and the late great Helena Canterbury Boatshoe. And all the stars are out tonight. We first covered this film almost 5 years ago, back when it was called The Medicated.
Oh, I remember that.
Then, for mysterious reasons, the film was suddenly pulled the night before its release. Well, since then, executive producer George Focus has spent 5 long years polishing the film and turning it into a special edition.
That means he couldn't
premiering
get
tonight.
approved by the
With
government.
extensive state-of-the-art visual effects and a top-quality voice team, George says it's the movie he always wanted to make. Now, let's take a look at it.
Epic. Oh, what the fuck was that?
I can't deconstruct it.
Captain?
I can't deconstruct it. I can't deconstruct it. Robots!
Robots.
Is this a wig?
You think I don't grow that? You think I don't grow
What?
No, Dick, I'll kill you. Think of Sat, I'll kill you.
There's something on your face, Chief Harrison!
Huh?
I wish you were real, baby. Flesh and
That's a
blood.
creepy photo.
Captain Quasar.
But you're just ones and zeros, baby. If only I'd noticed.
Captain Quasar.
You rusted,
Quasar.
but I didn't notice it.
Captain.
I'm buffering, bitch, you said?
Got one on you.
God damn it, blast it all!
Here's a map.
What's a map?
This is a bad movie.
Okay, so head north on Interstellar Avenue, left at the asteroid belt, and a tricky 3-point turn at Uranus. What are these symbols? This corner. This is the key.
We could shut it down.
Yes, we could shut it down. Yes, we could shut it down. But we have to ask ourselves.
Huh?
Who are we?
Robot.
Gosh, thrilling stuff. What did you think, Stacey? Thrilling stuff. What did you think, Stacey?
Okay.
The robots were alright. I guess.
They certainly were. Let's go over to Robin Short now in
We love
Western
Robin.
Square, who I believe has got the star of the show. Robin.
Well, Megan, I'm here in star-studded Western Square, and I'm hoping I'll be able to grab a word with Lawrence Blunderclatch.
Oh, it's
Though,
him.
Of course, he has famously avoided our show since the whole us airing him losing it thing. But who knows? Perhaps it'll be water under the bridge. Maybe.
Fuck off! Fuck you! And fuck you! That's what you look like, isn't it? Lawrence's
He looks
blunder
creepy.
patch. You animals have destroyed Helena and I, haven't they, darling?
So fuck
Is
your
he
question.
petting an urn?
Fuck your interview. Fuck your little camera. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
I like how Robin just laughs at him.
Oh yes. Fuck you.
Wow. That
I love Robin.
was amazing. But Patrick is with Lil C, who wouldn't dream of such language. Patrick!
Thank you, Robin.
I also love how I just
Let's hope
replaced
not.
Patrick with this person now.
Here by
Billy Bob Jean Short, and surely you recognize my youngest pop sensation, Lil D.
I got achievements for making it to this point in the show. Because this, like I said, if you don't pick the
She's around.
government route, we never see this.
She's put me in charge.
Has she?
Well, the courts have. They gave me stewardship over her estate, her finances, and her internal soul.
What?
Praise Craglar.
Praise Craglar.
Is that like a Pastafarian thing? Like they're worshipping some random thing?
Well, she might be along later, but as her legal and spiritual guardian, I'll be happy to answer all any questions on her behalf.
And Lil D, was it? Well, you look great.
Oh, thank you. You know what? I feel great.
Okay.
What are you wearing?
I'm wearing Little C, and you could be too.
Really?
Little C's new line launches tonight. This is one of my favourite looks. It's called what's her name? Hard to spell though.
But of course, Lil C is basically fashion royalty now, with a veritable clothing empire to her name.
Yeah. Well, the label's gone from strength to strength since our initial TV launch on this very show, actually.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So really, we have all you to thank for all this. You know, this hat cost more than my second jet.
What?
Feel that?
Yes, it's a nice hat.
Person.
And Fruits magazine
What?
has
It's
named me
human skin?
the youngest self-made success story ever.
And do you have any advice for anyone wanting to follow in your footsteps?
Absolutely. All you need to succeed on your own is your family's financial backing and pre-existing fame. It's not rocket science, people.
Oh, well, but in sadder news, am I right that Lil C is going to be retiring from music?
Yeah, I'm afraid so. I'm sure you can imagine. At 25, she's far too old for pop music now.
What?
She can't keep up with these young stars. So her best of album is out now, and she's touring that later this year. And then her farewell tour the year after that. And that's her last chance to see her. So until the reunion tour and then the classic tour after that.
Okay,
But
then.
it's been a long
Forward
and varied
tours.
career, as you can imagine. She's very
In the action.
Oh, and if her health's bad, then maybe it's for the best.
What's wrong with her health? Oh, what's wrong with her health? Yes, her health.
What?
Her health. And it's surprisingly expensive treatments. Curse you, Zaytan! Damn,
Yeah.
you're intergalactic justice.
Oh, he like worships aliens? Like that one guy?
Yeah.
Like Kanye West. I don't know, I mean
You
Alex
get that.
Jones.
Those babies aren't going to sell themselves, or possibly at all. Billy Bob, Lil C, D, thank you so much for joining me, and do pass our best wishes to Lil C.
Who? Oh.
Now, it looks like Robin is with a music legend who actually is irreplaceable. Is that who I think it is, Robin?
It absolutely is.
Kanye
Patrick.
West.
Jesus, I almost can't
Oh,
believe
it's
you're here.
Jesus.
How have you been?
You know, I like to walk amongst the peoples every now and then. It makes them feel close to me.
Right, yes.
And to be close is to be human. And to be human is to be apart.
Okay.
Oh, that was good, write that down. Hey, Rachel, write that one down.
It's good to see you've done so well for yourself.
Thank you, my child. You know, I have you to thank for that.
This
If it was
guy's
never for
funny.
your show supporting me and my music, I never would have transcended.
Now, there are rumours going around that you might be running for office. Is there any truth to that?
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Yeah.
It's supposed to be so weird to like film.
But you're
Like
aware that
because they had to like
elections have
film
been
it for like the
suspended in
game,
the
you know?
territories.
'Cause it's probably completely quiet. All this like screaming is so in the background. So it's got like one guy taking photos here and like a bunch of people just walking around in costumes. It probably is really fun, but
King of the Moon?
Yes.
No, sorry. You're running for King of the Moon?
No, not running. It's my birthright.
Oh?
And does this have anything to do with promoting your upcoming hip opera, Jason Space?
Hush now. Cynicism is so unmoving.
Okay. And how long will this last? Will it go the way of last year's Living as a Mouse fiasco? Or maybe your foray into ventriloquist beats?
I don't make the new rules.
Okay.
I merely live by them.
So, are you looking forward to seeing the automated?
You know, I don't believe in film.
He hates
Thou
film?
shalt keep thine image still unholy. That's track 4 Jesus Christ made us though.
Yo!
Okay. Thank you for your time, and good luck with your new life in space.
He did it.
And with you, my child.
Well, Megan, that's what success looks
I
like.
want to be as successful as Jesus.
Back to you.
Robin, but I think Stacey and I are probably in quite enough trouble where we are. So, 3 big names there, Stacey.
Yeah, big names.
Any thoughts about them, maybe from your generation's perspective?
You won't like my opinions.
Go on, try me.
Well, Bumbanonk is so old he's like 1 week away from a transition centre, so who cares? And Lil C was cool when I was like 12 or something, but now she's just another fucking loony. And Jesus is a disrupt-loving wanker who should have died with the rest of them 3 years ago.
You're right.
You agree with me?
No, you're right, I don't like your opinion. But thankfully, we can go back to Patrick now, who has another familiar face to catch up with. Oh, Patrick, what's the atmosphere like there?
It's absolutely
She looks like she wants to
buzzing
shit
here,
herself.
Megan. The anticipation is killing us. But a little birdie's told us that any moment now we should get a glimpse of someone
Who is that?
incredibly popular with our viewers. A favourite destination for many of the fans. Yes, the Mayor of Bumley will be arriving
Mayor of Bumley.
literally any second now. No sign of him yet, but
So why am
as
I
you
on
can
the
tell, the
camera?
atmosphere here really is something else.
It's him!
Patrick Bannon, NNN, what's it been like since Bumley got so popular?
Well, it's been wonderful. The tourism numbers have exploded thanks to the marketing campaign. Investors have ploughed millions into the town. We've got more Bumleyan jobs. It's brought more Bumleyan homes. We're all very grateful. Of course, it's not all bums and roses. It's almost impossible to get a good look at the whole these days.
The whole?
The crowds are unbelievable. Who can blame them? It's a bloody marvellous whole.
And how have you
Is
found
that the one where the
public
moves
service?
were?
Well, to be frank with you, it's been the greatest honour of my life to serve the town that I love so dearly. From the banks of the graceful taint to the quiet elegance of the vomit-soaked car park outside the 24-hour petrol station. It's been a privilege, a pleasure, a gift, and I can't thank the mayor enough for all he's done.
Let's talk to the mayor now. Excuse me, sir.
It's the
can you tell us
mayor!
a bit of what it's like to be elected to such a prestigious office. And do you have any words for your legions of fans out there?
Bark, bark, woof, woof. Your mom's a hoe.
Stoic, but blistering honesty from the Right Honourable Peanut T. Fortescue there. And his PA.
Peanut T. Fortescue?
Proclamation. Quickly, fetch your policy bag. Yes, sir. We'll get it ratified at once.
Oh my god.
Well, there you have it, Megan. What an honour to literally see local government at work there.
Bro,
I'm still in shock.
that dog
Back to you
runs
at the
this
studio.
town.
Thanks, Patrick. What a colourful interview there on what looks like an amazing night. They certainly know how to make an entrance.
Bro, we're racking up the achievements this stream.
And
Make
the
sure we got like probably
automated
close to 10.
really does seem to have unstoppable written all over it, because despite Boris Hawley in Hours magazine calling it Lawrence Blunderclatch's overly long suicide note,
Whoa.
in a review which ends with the words, "and he hasn't even had the decency to see it through," the film, which is free to all residents of the territories, has seen record pre-bookings and looks set to run for months and months. But let's go back to those lucky few seeing it tonight. Oh, I'm so jealous. Robin, you seem so jealous.
I cut her off.
Yes, Megan. 3 alpacas on a flatbed sharing a Scotch egg.
What?
I'm just delighted to be joined by legendary CEO and party girl, Sophia Remington. Welcome back to the NNN, Miss Remington.
Always good to be getting free advertising, Robin.
So even the heroines of capitalism get to take the night off to go to the movies.
Did you say heroin?
No one said heroin, Miss Remington.
So modest. So, what are you
She
most looking
hates
forward
that
to tonight?
word or
The
what?
after party.
Ha, of course you are. But in the actual film...
Oh, in the film? They're robots.
Oh, the brand new computer-generated special effects, eh?
Ah, CGI.
The computers?
The robots.
But aren't they...
There was a meeting. I know, I was there. I probably called it.
They're not fake?
And I was there with my science guys, the hottest geeks on the planet, by the way. And I said to them, if they weren't robots, let's give them robots. Didn't I?
Sure did, Miss Remington.
But I thought they were computer-generated.
And they looked at me baffled, because there's me telling these super brainy guys to make functioning killer robots when even our best-selling toys catch fire. But I said to them, at Remington's Fist, we can do anything, anything. And then there were some shots, and maybe a line or two. And then when I woke up, Jean-Claude told me that the geeks had said that they were definitely going to build the goddamn killer robots like I asked.
Okay, but in the movie...
And I did what they said and stayed away from the lab, because those geeks sure like to surprise me.
Oh, God.
But I will go in there tonight.
That's right, robot.
And I will see my goddamn killer robots. Do you understand me?
I've got a press release here that does say the robots
The
are...
robots are not computer generated.
Oh, they're like lying to
Remington
her.
needs to take her seat.
Thank you, Jean-Claude. Ex-Special Forces. Ex-type. You should get one.
Shall I escort you in now, Miss Remington?
Absolutely. The robots will be in there, won't they, Jean-Claude?
Of course, Miss Remington.
What an idiot.
Well, thank you, Sophia Remington. Gosh, I think I got a little bit high just standing near her, Megan. Back to you.
Thanks, Robin. Lucky you, and enjoy the movie. The Automated opens in cinemas across the territories this
Gonna
weekend.
yell at her.
What a start.
Ever be producing killer robots.
Who cares? No one goes to the cinema these days.
Of course. We'll be back after these messages.
We did it.
I still go to the cinema.
Get yourself a video recorder, like the one at the home.
Oh yeah, I've got a video recorder. It's just not the same, is it?
You're right, it's better. No uneven chatting and chewing all the way through.
What about the kiss?
Alright guys, one more segment and then we'll end the stream. I've already ran so late for you guys. Aren't you guys blessed?
Nothing's wrong with me.
Feeling better?
Got to get set up for heat rash. I think Ronnie's on something. I know he is. It was on his rider. Apparently it's medicinal.
Ronnie's always high. Give him orange juice.
God, she speaks.
He's a stupid cunt.
And just like that, you were shooting it.
Epic. We had A+ on that one.
We seem to be a bit bunched up.
Oh, don't worry. It's so cool.
It's what now?
The fuck?
Oh, here's Megan.
Why is the skinny one kind of look like old Harry Styles?
This is Stacey.
Well, hello there, Stacey.
Fuck off, Ronnie.
Right. No, I'm sorry, but if we can't be polite, you're going to have to wait in the dressing room.
Whatever.
Do you want to go and wait in the dressing room?
No.
Every day, across these
No what?
territories, neighbours support neighbours, and friends reach out to friends.
Wow.
Strengthening and protecting each other through cooperation.
And sit up straight. You're ruining my shot.
As one.
That's 10 seconds, everybody.
No, cool.
Epic.
Right, Noko.
What's that? What's no? Bring in 5, 4, 3.
Let's go.
Welcome back. For our final segment tonight, Stacey and I are delighted to be joined by Heat
Man,
Rash.
no freedom in the. This is Jeremy didn't die for this. He wanted freedom in the
all
media.
comes out this weekend. So let me see if I can get this right. It's Nolan,
I write the songs.
Ronnie.
That's what it says on my tattoo.
Oh, you got a tattoo of your name on yourself. Okay.
In case he forgets it.
This raconteur, you must be Chinny. Why do they call you Chinny?
It's because of this ugly old thing.
I don't know what you mean.
God, you're so fucking embarrassing.
Dale. Crikey, Dale, you do not look old enough to be in a band.
I get that a lot. I'm actually 23, the oldest one. I have a growth disorder.
Epic.
God, I'm so
sorry, I didn't know that.
It's so cool, PT.
It's only messing with you.
He's actually 58.
Okay, right, I see. You're going to be a handful, aren't you, boys?
Mum.
You must be TP. What does TP stand for?
Tiny prick.
It stands for team play.
Toilet paper.
How long have you had that nickname?
Ever since Nolan decided Terry Pronos was a shit name for a member of a boy band.
No co, Ronnie.
Yeah, no co, Ronnie.
No co, Ronnie.
Sorry, what does no-co mean?
Ah, it's the opposite of SoCo. It's the opposite of SoCo.
Fuck's sake. SoCo. Yeah. So cohesive. You pretees say cool.
Right, okay, thank you, Stacey.
I'm sorry about her.
Not your fault. She's uneven.
So you guys met through a popular show on one of our
Epic.
rival channels, didn't you?
Yeah, Team Players with a Z.
What the fuck?
So how did that work then?
Well, actually, Dell and I knew each other from school. We were actually classmates. And
Fuck's sake, Nolan, mate. Give someone else a chance. We all went on Team Players. We all auditioned. The judges put us into bands. And
It's like
yeah,
American
we went to their
Idol.
houses and they just put us into bands.
it's an example of how we're greater than the sum of our parts when we work in harmony.
And occasionally singing it.
So every week on the show, they get these bands and they give them a song that the producer just found under the bin somewhere.
Actually, I write the song.
And the public would phone in and decide
so
which
sad.
song they like best.
Right, and then the losers would be eliminated. Yeah?
Mum.
What?
No co. Pretty. So no co.
The band who get the most approval get to play their song again.
Sure. So what happens to the losers then?
Mum.
What do I keep doing wrong?
We don't use the L word anymore. We don't use the L word.
This is
Would you
what
please
happens.
stop saying that? Would you please stop saying
That word is a pejorative. It's a word designed to diminish. At Go Getters, I learned very early that we only win when everybody wins.
But, sorry, that's not real life, is it? That's just sports board, no?
Thought you were SoCo.
Yeah, I am so good.
Nah, you're a shrinker. Can't be friends with shrinkers.
She doesn't know what you're talking about. She doesn't understand.
So I do understand, actually, Stacey.
What's a shrinker?
Well, a shrinker.
What's a
is-
preteen, Mum? What's a preteen?
Well, I think it means someone who's older, doesn't it?
Pre-territories.
It's someone who turned 18 before the new future.
Ah.
Before you pretees.
Uneven.
Mimis. Nonks.
It's not her fault she's old. She can't help it.
That old.
I'm trying to help you here.
I don't think I need your help.
See? Total Mimi. See?
Is that so?
Yes, obviously. Yes, obviously.
Oh.
You know what the real problem with you lot is? You just can't get over the fact that your beloved Disrupt are gone and you just don't fit in anymore. But the truth is, Disrupt were violent, no-co, bricks being led by a fucking psycho. I'm glad they lost, and you should be too.
Listen, not everyone over 30 supported Disrupt, Stacey.
Not everyone, no, but one fuck-off lot of you did.
SoCo, Stacey. SoCo.
Are you talking about Jeremy?
We've all learned maybe a little bit more than we expected to there. I'm genuinely delighted to have met Heat Rash. And before we end the show tonight, I think you're going to sing for us, aren't you?
Yes, that's right. We're going to sing a song from Girls and Why We Love Them All called Pieces of My Heart, which is about a real relationship I have with an actual girl.
Oh, Nolan, give it a rest, mate. No one cares. Come on, let's get on these stools, lads.
Right.
Let's get on these stools, lads.
So,
Why is he sitting like that?
Stacey, can I get your contact?
Oh, she's 15. Go on, piss off and sing your song, Terry. Christ.
Right you are.
So, here they are with their latest single, Pieces of My Heart. Are you excited, Stacey?
Not for me, no. I only listen to blip music and a bit of jizzcore.
Jizzcore.
Ah, yes, I know I meant to mention this earlier. Apparently, these newfangled boy bands change singer all the bloody time. Try and follow along, eh?
Oh, I see.
Keep the shot on whoever is currently singing the lead.
I got the greens to help. Oh!
I saw
you standing
I'll
by
do whatever
the
he asks.
menu center with a brand new pair of Lackers, baby. Do
Lackers?
you remember? You took the first of the pieces of my heart.
We wandered into a bush and grabbed a vodka and stag. Took our assets and our wealth and drew them out of the bag.
I gave you little pieces
What the fuck?
of my heart. I didn't know two hearts could ever feel like this, girl. It's like you were custom made for
I'm literally just
me
looking at the
by
bars.
Remington's fist. I take all of the loves that didn't last and leave them in the uneven past. Share the new future as my bride.
The fuck?
Me inside. There's no need to hide all the times that you cried. As my old man used to say, you blow me away. I just want you to stay. I don't want you to pay. You make me crazier than Neil today.
Then who?
On Liberation Night, girl, I was sitting beside you.
We sat there shaking all the way through incisors.
We held each other eyes.
This is hard.
We took a train through all the territories and we threw away the rules and wrote our personal stories.
You took a dozen pieces.
This is a dumb song.
I didn't know the life.
I've only seen like 3 of them sing. What about the other 2?
You were custom made for me by Remington's fist. I take all
This
of
one hasn't
the
sung
loves
by
that
himself yet, has he?
last. I leave them in the uneven past. Share the new future as my bride. Snatch me inside. There's no need to hide all the times you have cried. As my old man used to say, blow me away. I just want you to stay. I just want you to play. You make me crazier than Neil. Make me crazier than Neil today.
Who's Neil?
And now I'm staring at your
And also, why is he always in dark light?
There's your picture beaming brighter than a handful of flaws. I'm trying to find the pieces of
Why does he look sad?
and leave them in the uneven.
Why does he look like he's 35?
Future as my bride. You snatch me inside. There's no need to hide all the times that you cried. As my old man used to say, you blow me away. I just want you to stay. I just want you to play. You make me crazier than Neil. Crazier than Neil. Crazier than Neil today.
Wow.
Fantastic, thank you.
Golf
Lukasz.
clap.
That was actually really good. Best of luck. Thank you for coming in. Now it's almost time for final thoughts tonight. And I've actually asked Stacey to write a few, and they're just being programmed onto the auto cue now. Now I have no idea what she's going to say. So fingers on that bleep button in the broadcast room, just in case. Take it away, Stacey.
My name is Stacey. I guess you know that by now. Don't know why I put that in there. Anyway. I don't watch the news. There's no need. You hear all the important stuff from your mates, so I don't know what's considered important anymore. But I'm pretty sure that it's not rehashed movies and fucking boy bands, so... Anyway. I'm going to talk about what's important to me.
Okay.
When Advance were first elected 6 years ago, I was 9 and in a home. Not a family home like you call a home. This was a state children's home. It was fucking awful, actually. It was like a Charles Dickens book. The roof leaked and the walls were damp some mornings. The food was bad. Drugs and alcohol were everywhere.
My God.
No one cared. You had to watch your back all the time because there weren't enough staff to manage us. And yes, as you'd imagine, there was a lot of... Some bad stuff went down there with some of the staff. Okay. Not all of them, but the others knew, and they didn't stop it. And then Advance won the election. And like a miracle, things started to change. They got better. Had nicer food. The home was not just repaired, but redecorated and kitted out with books and sports stuff and musical instruments and video games. Most of the staff were fired, and the new ones, which there were more of, spent time talking and working with the bullies. And you know what? A second miracle. It worked. The bullying stopped. My life got better. Because finally, there was enough money to do the good things, and Advance had the guts to do it. I joined Go-Getters, and on Liberation Night, that gave me a group of friends that I could talk with when the bombs went off and the power went out. Another miracle. I wasn't alone anymore. And that was the night I finally understood the importance of being in a team. So here's my final thought. I know the people who are doing better under the old system long to go back. You say, we were freer, but what you mean is, we were richer. But for every one of you, there is 100 of me. And even now, after all you've had taken away, you are still doing better than I am, than I likely ever will. You still have
I wonder if this is like the last part of the government section.
Who love you. And I'll never have that. So maybe you should stop looking for the worst interpretation of everything this amazing government does and realise it's not for you. It's for the millions like me. And you can cry and bleat all you want, but you're never going to get your money back because it's already been spent on miracles.
Epic.
On miracles.
Oh.
Thank you, Stacey.
Stand by.
And we're out.
They didn't like that very much.
Is that alright? Yes.
Oh, I didn't hit the advert.
We've done. I think we might have actually given them something to think about.
So I guess you're going to be taking me back to the home now then.
I was thinking we could go out somewhere and, I don't know, have a meal, talk about our options.
It's an exciting time.
If that's okay.
Of course, Miss Wolf. Security will be standing by.
So they're always there then?
There was a thing a few years ago now.
Oh, with that Jeremy bloke? I heard about that, everyone did. Were you here back then? Doesn't look old enough.
For the new future. Something that speaks from and to
Yeah,
your heart.
Yikes. Alright, guys. Eee! I did so bad, apparently. Whatever, bro. I don't give a fuck. Alright, guys. That's the end of this stream today. I went way over time, and you guys are so cool about it. You're lucky. Tomorrow, if I'm feeling up for it, we'll probably just restart mind scanners and start working on the other endings, okay? Thank you, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow, hopefully.